Sportsnet. It's an absolutely beautiful night here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It's the first of an 8-game series between two of the top 1AA conferences in the country. The OVC Gateway Challenge, the Salukis against the Indians. Hello again, everybody. Blake Fulton alongside Pat Sperduto. And Pat, these are two football teams, a great rivalry, but pick different spots in their respective conferences.
Right. In the preseason polls, you have two different variances. One, SIU, they're not predicted to finish very high, so they have something to prove. SEMO, they're predicted to finish very high, so they got to maintain. So it's a tough situation, but once they step over that line, all those polls don't matter.
Absolutely a great matchup here tonight, and it matters because there are some superstars on this football field, and that is one in the running back for SIU.
Muhammad Abdul Kadir, you're going to hear his name a whole bunch. He's going to get a ton of carries. They call him Mo. He's going to have to provide some momentum. He's going to have to keep pounding the football and not get the SIU Salukis into passing situations. They're a little bit less comfortable in those passing situations.
SEMO likes to throw the football around, and they're led by a great quarterback.
Well, he is a great quarterback, and you look at his numbers. He put up big numbers in the OVC last year. He's predicted to be the guy in the OVC, but more importantly, Coach Billings wants to see his leadership skills pick up and be able to take charge of this football team and get them going on the right track this season.
It's absolutely a beautiful night. The emotion in the kickoff is next. These two teams don't like each other. The battle in the OVC Gateway Challenge is next on Fox Sports Net. And welcome back to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, a jam-packed Houck Stadium. And let's check in with the third member of our crew down on the sidelines, Mick Schaefer.
Hey guys, you know, for two schools that have never been in the same conference, they sure do hate each other, and they sure do play a lot too. 72 meetings after tonight between SIU and SEMO. SEMO leads the all-time series 37-26-8, and have taken the last three. And by far, guys, for both schools, these guys have played each other the most. In fact, the last three times SEMO has won, and you know what? SIU has an 8-game non-con road losing streak that they're looking to break tonight. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Mick. And as we take a look, Pat, Terry Kill, a great guy we've gotten to know a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Fun guy. He needs this win as the SIU faithful really want to get a win over their rival. 6-18 record at Southern Illinois. He is in his third year.
And he's done a great job. He's improved every year. They started out real rough, 1-something, and then last year got four wins under his belt, and now this year, who knows, and 1-0 already.
On the other side, we've got Coach Billings, and as you look at Tim Billings, 15-20 record here at SEMO. He's in his fourth year, got a big win over Division I Middle Tennessee a year ago, and has really looked to build on that. Again, Pat, 3 wins year one, 4 in year two, 8 last year, and they really have playoff expectations this year.
A Marshall disciple, so you know he knows all about winning.
Picked to win the OVC for the first time in the history of the program. Kicking off for Southeast Missouri State, Derek Coots, 5'10", 170-pound junior from here in the state of Missouri, Perryville, Missouri, to be exact. And we'll have an opportunity to see some speed early in this one, Pat, as we take a look as Southern Illinois puts speed on the football field all around. And a guy we're going to talk a lot about is going to be back deep, and that would be Mr. Brandon Robinson.
I like this kid a whole bunch. You're going to see one thing in the packages that Coach Kill likes to do. He doesn't like to substitute much, so Brandon Robinson's going to play fullback. You'll see him at tight end. You'll see him at wide receiver. You may even see him at tailback. Don't be surprised. He's a special kid.
Robinson back deep, number 25, went 5 carries for 49 yards back deep, along with number 6, Brent Little. We're set to go here in the OVC Gateway Challenge, a jam-packed stadium and a great atmosphere for 1AA football.
Great kick to start.
To the 15, up to the 20, and a big-time tackle there, and Mr. Sambruski will take the football field for the SIU Salukis. Taking a look at the starting lineup for Coach Field's football team. On the offensive side, Sambruski, 55% completion percentage a week ago, 109 yards for SIU as they rolled a week ago over Quincy, 64-14. Proctor, Rich, McDaniel, Miller, and Akins, the guys up front, and the guys that do a great job run blocking for Abdul Kadir. Robinson, Abbott, Little, and Turner. Abbott is 6'6", didn't make a catch a week ago, but when they do throw it, look for number 16 to be the go-to guy. Sambruski under center, 1st and 10 for SIU at their own 21. They'll go to the ground on the first carry. 1 broken tackle, 2 broken tackles, and that's what we're going to see a lot of tonight is Abdul Kadir up the middle for 9 yards. We take a look at the SEMO defense. Jones, Daniel, Bonner, and Roth are the guys up front on defense. Turner, Farmer, Irving, the linebackers, and in the secondary will have to do a nice job stopping the run. Patterson, Lumpkin, Johnston, and Tipton.
Those 2 safeties, Lumpkin and Johnson, are going to have to eventually get up in the box and start making tackles because you're going to see 9-yard runs all night long otherwise.
Sambursky under center. I formation. This time the first man through is Robinson. He doesn't gain much, Pat. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short situation here. Robinson is a guy that at the fullback position, as you mentioned a few moments ago, they like to get outside of the tackles even with his speed, but he gets a great spot here and enough for a first down.
Well, Jerry Kill, like I said earlier, enjoys the idea of keeping the same personnel on the field and adjusting them to packages where most teams will bring on an extra receiver or bring on an extra tight end. What he does, he just moves Robinson to those positions.
Little and Abbott, the 2 receivers here. I formation on first down for SIU. Abdul Kadir, the carry. First guy does not bring him down, and a host of SEMO tacklers there, including O.J. Turner on the tackle.
You take a look right here. These guys do a great job of getting off the football, but really, in all honesty, the SEMO defense has done a better job of getting into those gaps and penetrating the gaps and shutting down the run on the last 2 plays.
Turner, the outside linebacker. Ricky Farmer's a guy you really like, Pat, number 53. We'll talk a lot about him in the middle of this Indian defense.
I like him. He'll go sideline to sideline, and if he doesn't have double-digit tackles, I'll be shocked.
3 receivers this time. SIU puts the first pass up and almost intercepted. That's Purdue. That one was almost taken to the house as Dimitri Patterson on the coverage there as the ball floated out to the flat.
They play cover 2, and the corners are squatting and driving. Watch number 5, Patterson, squatting and driving. He's going to the house. Forget the man. Take the ball and go down the sideline.
Courtney Abbott, the intended receiver.
I think that's why he plays defense.
Bad hands?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Bad receivers move to defensive back.
First thing they do, and they bring them all in, anybody who can't catch you, get on that side of the ball.
Hollingshead, the 3rd receiver on this set for SIU. 3rd down. Sambursky will give a delay and off to the races through the first tackle. Pat, we've seen 5 runs already, and Abdul Kadir has not been brought down by the first tackler, but the SEMO defense does gang up on him to bring him down short of the first.
I think it's a great play call, little sprint draw, but watch Nate Johnson. He's big right here. He gets up into the box, just like I said. Those 2 safeties have got to make tackles. They've got to focus on Kadir all night long.
6'3", 230-pound freshman Zach Kettlecamp set to punt for SIU. Chris Nesmith back deep. Returned 2 punts a week ago. He's looking right into this sun. Good snap. Kick is up, almost blocked. A short kick. Nesmith will say, get away from it. Now he fumbles it, but he'll fall down on it at the 32-yard line. Right into that sun here, coming over the bleachers. Nesmith does a nice job to recover it. SEMO will take over on their own 32-yard line. And Pat Sperduto, Jack Tomko, we talked about him in the open. 13 for 31 a week ago for 202 yards and 2 interceptions. Not a good game as all 3 quarterbacks played for SEMO. Meyer, Robinson, Amano. Big is banged up a little bit, and Conley up front. Kinsey, he's going to get a lot of carries. Nesmith, Oliver, Gillum, and Goodson, the speedsters. We will see a lot of running from this football team as well. Corey Kinsey is the tailback. He'll get the opening carry for the Indians. Big hole around the left side. Breaks 1 tackle, and now will be brought down at the 34-yard line as we take a look at the Saluki defense. Sutherland, Brown, Williams, and Beard, the guys up front, and Beard and Williams do a nice job flip-flop positions from a year ago. Whitaker and Egan, the linebackers, in this 4-2-5 defense with Vance, Johnson, Moreland, the All-American, and McBarry and Asciana, the other corner to the wide side.
Johnson and McBarry will have the most stress in this 4-2-5 defense. They both play that monster safety position, and they're going to have to play like linebackers all night long.
Tomko to give to Kinsey again up the middle. This time he's up near the 40-yard line, brought down by Melvin Vance.
I like the play selection early by Coach Billings. He comes out with 2 tights, 1 receiver, 2 backs, and says, hey, yeah, I know Tomko can throw it, but we're pounding you a little bit to start the game. And it softens up that defense and forces the Dogs to bring more people into the box.
3rd and short situations are good on offensive coaches,
absolutely. He got a whole bunch of plays to work with.
3rd and 2 here. Tomko will go from the shotgun formation. We'll have Kinsey in the backfield with him. 4 wide receivers at the 40-yard line. Tomko to throw. Looks out to the flat. He has it to his man, and that's T.J. Milsick, and he's got the first down.
Nice combination route, the slant and the flat. The slant run by the wide guy, the flat run by the inside guy. Good read by the quarterback. He sees his flat route open. Take the first down. Hey, good tackle.
Tomko's got great size, Pat, at 6'5", 240 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the specs, the skills. He's got the size. You know, now, again, like I said, Coach Billings wants to see the leadership. Take charge of the team. It's his team.
Oliver split wide to the right here on first down for Southeast Missouri. Back to Kinsey to the right side. As a whole, picks up a couple in this SIU defense, doing a nice job wrapping up Corey Kinsey.
Right. What's happening now is you're going to see the Salukis are going to have to honor the run. That's why they're bringing the 2 safeties back up into the box. You're going to see that McBarry and Johnson back into the box and try to make tackles.
Bring up a 2nd and 8 situation here. Opening drive for SEMO. The defense stopped SIU on their opening drive. 1 first down, and now we have a 2nd and 8 situation. Back to 3 receivers, including Chris Nesmith in the slot to the left. Complete. Tomko again. And you can pick any Saluki on defense you'd like to credit with the tackle. The first man there was Alexis Moreland, following the completion from Jake Tomko.
Right, they go vertical. They go vertical with the 2 receivers and try to hit the tight end in the hole underneath, and completion, nice completion, pick up a little bit of yards. Look for a screen or a draw right here.
Bring up a 3rd. We'll call it 6 with 10 minutes to play in the opening quarter of this OVC Gateway Challenge here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. A packed house here at Houck Stadium. Shotgun formation again on 3rd down. Changing the play at the line, Pat.
He's looking for a blitz right here.
Tomko to throw. He gets the blitz, gets rid of it, completes to his receiver. Enough for a first down, and Chris Nesmith, the leading receiver and the guy that's going to have to step in for Willie Ponder. They now in New York Giants.
Right with our bingo route. They come back with our bingo route, which is a go by the outside guy, a flat by the inside guy. He checks the coverage. Because of the blitz, he knows it's man. He knows he's got the flat who's running away from a man. Hits the Nesmith. First down. Move the chains.
Good throw, Nesmith, of course, stepping in. He's got his younger brother, now a freshman, on this football team.
Adamo has his younger brother. I guess they're making it a family affair here.
Back to the I formation with Corey Kinsey, the tailback. 1st and 10, SEMO. Back to the ground they go. Nice lead blocked by 2 of the guys on the left side, but I tell you what, Pat Sperduto, Lionel Williams and Billy Beard do a nice job on that defensive line.
I think the defensive line for SIU is doing a great job of getting off. Watch them get into the offensive line for the Salukis right there. Nice stunt. Fill up by the defensive tackle who slides down. Big number 94, Lionel Williams, slides into the hole, closes the gap, takes away, makes a 2-yard run.
The interesting situation here, Pat, is those 3 on the defensive line go off the football field here on 2nd. Now we've got depth, and we'll see how that depth can play.
He's trying to get fresh bodies to get a little bit of a pass rush, too.
Tomko under center. Will throw on 2nd and 9. Under pressure, and we'll just get rid of it and throw it One row into the crowd. A nice decision by the senior.
It's great. It's a great decision by the quarterback. I like that a whole bunch when the quarterback throws the ball away. If it's not there, dump it. But went back to what I said. Coach Kill comes with some fresh bodies. Bring the fresh legs in there because it's very hard to pass rush down after down. So you keep rotating them and you keep bringing in the young, fresh legs. Mix it up. Bring a little bit of blitz. But every time you blitz, what do you have on the corners, Blake? You got man-to-man. And you saw them convert 2 first downs on man-to-man coverage.
Tomko with 2 interceptions a week ago. McDowell and Goodenough both played. All 3 quarterbacks on the roster played. Coach Billings says, hey, this is Jack Tomko's team, and he needs to step up and be the leader. Good decision there. 3rd and 9, dumps it outside to Kinsey. Kinsey breaks 1 tackle and will go nowhere. We'll lose a couple, and it'll bring up 4th and 11 for SEMO.
This is a great stand by the Salukis. They bend, no question, they bend, and they gave up some yardage, but bottom line, they didn't break. You watch them rally around the little flare pass to the back. They try to swing Kinsey out to the flat. Great job by the linebacker sliding over, and then here comes the posse.
4th and long, Pat. It's at the 42. Too long of a situation, too early for any trickery?
You know, right now you're battling for position. Best thing to do is probably pin them down deep.
Robinson stands at his own 10, looking to receive the Simon-off punt here. The freshman from Coral Gables, Florida, gets it off the side of his foot.
That's okay, no damage there.
This will take a SEMO bounce initially and will go straight down at about the 16-yard line, and that is where SIU and Sambruski will take over when they come back. We'll see if SIU can get things going offensively on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back to the OVC Gateway Challenge here. SIU takes over their 2nd possession of the football game at their own 15-yard line. Samburski gives 2nd man through, and again, Abdul Kadir with not much running room. Let's set down to the sidelines. Mick Schaefer standing by with the head man in charge of athletics here at SEMO.
That's right, guys. It's Don Caverman, the athletics director here at Southeast Missouri State. What a night, what a rivalry, really.
Great night for football. Mother Nature cooperated with us there, and yeah, we do have a long-standing rivalry with SIU, so it's just a super night for us.
Let's talk about this team this year. Number 23 in the nation. Big things expected from the Indians this year.
Well, we've been working hard to resurrect the football program for years. Southeast struggled in football. We brought in a new coaching staff 3 years ago, Tim Billings from Marshall University. He's put together a great group of coaches, and they've just done a phenomenal job in turning the program around.
Now, it's early, no score yet. Can I get a call in the game, though? Is it going to be a shootout?
Well, it's hard to say. SIU's got a powerful team, much improved, and I think we're much improved offensively, too. But the defenses are better, so we'll have to see how the night goes.
Don, thanks. Blake?
Samburski with a completion to Brent Little, enough for a 1st down.
I like the play call here. Start off the drive with a pass. Good choice.
Abbott and Little. Split wide, tight end Turner switches sides now on 1st down for SIU. Motion by the fullback, and Pat, what do we have?
Oh shoot, I don't even know. To be truthful, I'll tell you. Hey, I'll tell you in a second. As soon as I see the referee, I think it's illegal procedure.
Dead ball. False start.
False start.
On the offense. 5 yards. Still 1st down.
Chuck Feeney, our referee. Pat?
Might be on the big tight end.
We had a chance to have lunch with those guys today, and we didn't even plan it.
Nope.
But they didn't buy.
They were there.
They didn't buy.
And Jerry Kill does not want to get into 1st and 15. Well, no coach does, but especially in the offense that he runs, he doesn't want to be in 1st and 15.
That's what SIU has. They'll go option to the wide side. Abdul Kadir is off and running. Got a great block from Robinson. Will go down at the 33-yard line. Anthony Lumpkin there. Pat, you love fullbacks that can block, and that was all keyed by a great block.
Great block by the fullback and a great pitch by the quarterback. That's why they like him so much. They like Sambruski because they can mix in the option. Abdul Kadir takes the pitch, reads the hole. Great block by the fullback. My guy Brandon Robinson takes out the end, which is his job. Go take out the end, get the corner, let Muhammad Abdul Kadir make his moves.
How tough is it as a defensive coach to game plan against the option play?
Well, they sprinkle in so many different things. That's the hardest thing, is because you don't know what they're going to bring.
I formation on 2nd down. Robinson in motion, they go option to the left. Samburski fakes the pitch and will go nowhere as Ricky Farmers there does a nice job to hold on to the quarterback.
This is a great choice by Samburski and a great play by the defensive end, Jones, who works upfield and knows, hey, my job right now is to take the pitch man. I'm going to get the, actually it's Michael Irvin who takes the pitch man. Farmer does his job. Come down the line, work your way down the line, defeat the fullback, get into the backfield. Quarterback is yours, quarterback is yours, quarterback is yours.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 situation.
I like the change up too by the defense of SEMO. They are going from an even front to an odd front.
Samburski to swing it outside. Abdul Kadir with the catch. He's got one man to beat to get the first down. He does, and he just made a quick move. He only had 4 catches a year ago.
We talked about that before the game. You came to me and said, hey, Pat, wouldn't you pitch it out to him a little bit more, throw him a couple flare passes? Good. Hey, this is within the capabilities of Samburski, the quarterback. He does a great job. Drops back. He knows it's a swing route. Let him clear the defensive end. Drop it over. Get the ball in your playmaker's hands and let him go do something.
Wow, you get this kid, Abdul Kadir, outside one-on-one with just about anybody on any level. He's going to make a miss.
Yeah, he's got some stuff.
Robinson to carry in the fullback spot, pick up a couple, the first man through. And Pat, we found it so refreshing to hear Coach Kill talk about Brandon Robinson because he doesn't get a lot of the headlines.
He's a transfer from Purdue, and the reason why they can do so many things with him, one reason, he is an intelligent young man. He can play the fullback spot regularly. He can play the tight end spot. He can play the receiver spot. It's very difficult on a kid who has to learn 3 positions, and then on top of that, go into the classroom.
Abdul Kadir, 5 carries, 27 yards. He'll get a rest here as Kutsos will get in for the first time. This is a young man, one of the all-time greats in 1AA football.
What a luxury for a quarterback. You go from having Abdul Kadir, and then you bring in maybe one of the leading rushers ever in Gateway history.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll see if Kutsos gets a carry here on Fox Sports Net. And welcome back to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. 2nd down for SIU, and Samburski under center I formation will throw, and he's going to take a shot outside. He's got Robinson wide open, 40, and he'll slip down at the 43-yard line. Had a man deep down the left sideline, but chose to go to his go-to guy.
Take a look at that one right there. This kid here, he can do it all, but hey, you can't do it without a shoe. And here's a perfect example. Watch, Robinson goes in motion from his H-back spot this time. Runs the flat route, gets it from Samburski with a great throw, turns it upfield, and uh-oh, what happened? His shoe blew out. Take a look right there at his right foot. Right toe right there, pointing at it.
And Pat, this is that great surface, the field turf here that SEMO's lucky to have because there are a lot of teams in the NFL and in Big Division I that are trying to get this on their facility.
Yeah, we used it yesterday at the Titans facility.
The give is to Kustos on his first carry of the game. This is a kid, Pat, that as you look at it, broke his wrist a year ago and redshirted, then injured his knee a little bit last week. They took him out for precautionary reasons. Don't expect him to play too much, but he's played 4 games against SEMO. He's had 100+ yards in all 4 of those games and 7 touchdowns.
You got to love the heart of this kid. And what a great luxury for a coach. You know, like I said, you take out Muhammad Abdul Kadir and you bring in Kutsos, a great rusher, a great running back. Can do it all.
Picked up 2 on his first carry, and Samburski's got the Salukis on the move. Will throw again, outside, incomplete. Intended for Brent Little, who's already got 1 catch here tonight. Probably a wise decision because if he'd thrown it on the inside, it might have been intercepted.
I'll tell you right now, I like what SEMO does defensively. They mix in this cover 2 defense and let their corners squat, and the safeties are going to have to play over the top because they feel like their big men up front have taken away some of the running lanes, so therefore the safeties don't have to come back up into the box.
On this 3rd down situation, Pat, they switch into that nickel situation. Keep your eye on number 26, Nate Johnston. He's in the safety position. Mike Miller, the starter, out with a knee injury. He injured himself last week, and he may be done for the season. 3rd and long here for Samburski. Will throw, has time, comes underneath, got a man wide open at the 20, and down to the 15-yard line is Brent Little. Just a little stop route.
And they're playing soft. This time they go man-to-man, and they play soft on the edges, and the corner just bails out. Look at it, in a cover 3. The safety's got the middle right there. You see 26. They just go cover 3. Turns inside. The quarterback sees it, knows his guy's going to be wide open on the stop route. I like Sambruski. He's done a great job tonight. Early we talked about it. I didn't think he would be able to throw the ball 20 times in a game. Shoot, he might have no problem throwing it 20 to 25 times in a game because he's been effective. He's mixed everything in.
Robinson, the fullback, Abdul Kadir, the tailback. Flags come flying in. Look-wise, Pat, you know what he looks like? He looks like Bradley Van Pelt to Colorado State. That long hair, just kind of walking around, flip-flops on before the game. Real relaxed
Dead
kid.
ball. Ball start. On the offense. 5 yards. Still first down.
He is one of those cool daddy quarterbacks. You know, one of those guys, I call him West Coast cats, even though the kid's not from the West Coast, but he's just one of those cool guys, kind of flip-flops his way on the field. No big, nothing's bad for him. Everything's cool, no big problems.
He's from Liberty, Missouri, and he's 4 of 6 for 55 yards here in the early going. 1st and 15, option, right side. Abdul Kadir gets another great block from his fullback, gets one from both wide receivers. He's inside the 5. Touchdown.
That's a great play. Great execution, and this is, let's go back to Sambruski. It all starts with number 12 tonight so far. He's done a great job. He's thrown the ball effectively, and now this is the wrinkle that he brings. He comes down the line, little reverses out, comes down the line, pitches, watch the block by the fullback. My man Robinson, great block. The receiver, number 8, another great block. 16, the big man, another great block, and Abdul Kadir Desire gets in the end zone.
Hollingshead and Abbott, the receivers block. Pat, you talk about how important that is. Coffin here to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good. SIU 7. SEMO, nothing on a great drive with a lot of options.
I want to talk about the quarterback, though. He is the key to this offense right now. He's done a great job. He reverses out and works his way down the line and makes a great decision. Drags it, gets Rock to commit to him. A great block by the fullback, Robinson. And then the difference is the receivers. The difference between 6- and 7-yard runs and 20-yard run is the receivers blocking, and he gets 2 great ones by his starting receivers, number 16 Abbott and number 8 Hollingshead.
Abdul Kadir's 4th touchdown on the year. Mick Schaefer, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, it's called the Walter Payton list. It's the top 16 players, basically, in Division I AA. At the end of the season, they award the best of the best trophy to one player. 16 players, 2 of them in this game right here today. You just saw one of them score on that touchdown run. Muhammad Abdul Kadir. The other guy is the quarterback for Southeast, Jack Tomko. Now, guys, the interesting thing here is that both these guys, well, first of all, Tomko wasn't even a starter at quarterback until game 1 of the season, and then Abdul Kadir, until the injury to Koutsos, had to share time and share carries with Tom Koutsos. So it just goes to show you what kind of depth both these programs have at those 2 positions and just how talented that watch list is. By the way, it's 16 players. It can change from week to week. You can play yourself onto or out of the Walter Payton list, guys.
I tell you, Willie Ponder here at SEMO did so exactly that a year ago. Now with the New York Giants, mid-season, got onto that list as he was one of the dominant 1AA receivers. That drive, 11 plays, 84 yards, 4 minutes, 54 seconds, a 22-yard touchdown scamper from Muhammad Abdul Kadir.
If you're on the SIU sideline, your Coach Kill, you know that your offense has been effective, worked up and down the field. Defensively, you've done a good job. You've bent a little bit, but you didn't break. If you're on the SEMO sideline and now you're Coach Billings, you go to number 16, just like we saw. He tells them, hey, it's your time. You have to take charge of this football team.
Oliver and Gillum back deep. This will be Gillum, the sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He'll break 1 tackle, try and get outside, but it'll be brought down at about the 18-yard line, Pat Sperduto, and that's where Jack Tomko and Corey Kinsey and company will come back on the football field trailing by a touchdown.
You know, one thing I haven't seen in the stable of the SEMO offense, I haven't seen a screen, not just a screen to the running backs, and that's what people think of when you say screen, but the bubble screen to the wide receivers. Don't be surprised if you see that mixed in a little bit this next drive.
And Pat, I know you're a big fan of the guys up front on all levels, but you really are a big fan of big number 54 in front of Jack Tomko.
I love Eugene Adamo. I think he's a tough guy. I think he's a great leader. Your center is the brains of that front 5, and he is. He's such a good leader and a good football player.
I formation, Kinsey the tailback. Usray, the fullback. Usray with a big block up front. But again, not much running room for Kinsey. It's 3, 4, 5 different Salukis there to make the tackle. And again, Alexis Moreland, the strong safety and All-American, is always around the football.
I like the aggressiveness of the front four. Beard, Brown, Williams, Sutherland. I think those guys have gotten into gaps very well. And right here, the two linebackers, Egan and Whitaker, hey, they can play. Both of them.
Linton Brown, 6 foot, 310 pounds. Big number 92 there on the left side of that line for SIU. Pickup of a couple. It'll bring 2nd and 8 here. 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. High snap to give to Kinsey. And again, not much running room on that right side. He makes a nice move, but good penetration by Lionel Williams.
I'm going to tell you what else they're doing now. And I saw a little bit of this in the film I watched earlier in the week. I think that they're doing a great job of run blitzing. People don't realize. Look at number 35 and number 5 coming off the edge, and then the other linebacker, number 34, Whitaker. What they're doing is they're shooting gaps. Everybody has gap responsibility. The linemen get to slant in specific gaps. Every gap is occupied. It makes it very hard for big, strong linemen like SEMO has to get angles because every gap is already filled.
Andrew Franklin in there now on the defensive end. Jamarcus Jordan, number 20 in, is the slot defensive back, the nickel back. Keep your eye on Johnson and Moreland, the safeties, as Tomko will throw on 3rd down. Comes underneath to Kinsey, nowhere to go. Short of the 1st down, Pat Sperduto, and a nice job of tackling by Cortez McBerry, the sophomore.
And it's what I said earlier in the night. McBerry's got to play like a linebacker here. He's got the back man-to-man, bails out, comes back into the box. Watch him come back in. He knows Kinsey's his guy. Go get him. Lock him up. Great job. Hey, they only brought 4. If they can get through the night only bringing 4, they're going to be able to cover up all night in the secondary. So they brought 4 that time. They covered them up, and the secondary made the tackle.
Don't go away. Special teams so very important. Simonoff set to punt. He stands back at his own 13-yard line. Brandon Robinson, the speedster, back at his own 25-yard line. Oh, good kick, line drive kick. Robinson will field back at the 23. Makes the first man miss, gets a block, cuts back to the middle of the field. He's got running room, Pat. Tries to kick it outside, breaks another tackle to the 50, and that's where he'll go down. Pat Sperduto, Brandon Robinson. If I told you, hey, they put their fullback back to return punch, you would think, why would they do that? He gets it done. Keep our eye on the flag back in the line of scrimmage.
This kid here got his shoe fixed, too, so I got to give him credit for that. He's just one of those guys. He is a smart, tough football player. He's a guy every team needs because he can do it all, and he did it all right there.
The penalty motioned against SEMO. We'll have to wait and see what Alexis Moreland, the defense and special teams captain,
I guess
decides.
He's getting another shoe. Yeah, I guess the Nike contract is going to be going up.
On the kickers. Decline.
No question.
1st down.
Pat, this isn't great blocking. This is just great athleticism.
This is desire. He beats the first tackler, number 29, who comes in there. Then he takes off. He looks like he's bottled up. Number 5 can't take him down. He beats another one and then lowers his head. Hey, this is my type of guy. I love this kid as a football player. He's a football player. He's not a great back. He's not a great receiver. He's not a great returner. He's a great football player.
Anthony Lumpkin finally brought him down. 1st and 10 SIU. They lead by a touchdown. They've got good field position. 2nd man through 2 yards, and Pat again, number 24 out there on the football field with a couple carries here in the 1st quarter.
Well, Koutzis, like I said, he's a great luxury, but don't be surprised if Kadir gets the bulk of the work.
An emotional 1st quarter with some big plays and a lot of Muhammad Abdul Kadir. The 22-yard option touchdown run has SIU leading SEMO 7-0 in the OVC Gateway Challenge on Fox Sports Net. And welcome back to Cape Girardeau. Southeast Missouri State, the 22nd ranked 1AA team of the country, tails Southern Illinois 7-0. Mick, I know you've got all kinds of good inside information for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I do. Down here in the stands already, you know, a quarter in, I'm in the stands already, fellas. And we're here with the fellas from SIU, some very devoted fans, 5 of them, in fact. What are you guys doing here with the 181?
We have a what we like to call the mojo meter, and it is a running tally of number 32, Muhammad Abdul Kadir's his rushing yardage for the
on the offense.
Right now he's sitting
5 yards,
at 181, which is a pretty good total. He's got 4 touchdowns on the year as well.
Yeah, in 5 quarters, not too bad. Is this very scientific?
Well, we just kind of watch the scoreboard up there, and if we see, that he's got 8 yards, we'll just kind of throw it over, and there you go.
You have any math majors in this group?
No, but I do have a calculator on my watch, is what I got going for me.
That should do it. And you're also dreaming here, too, right? On the other side of the signs, can we do it? We're ignoring the football for now as Sambursky doesn't get much. You're not doing a Sambursky track, are you? You're dreaming about. You've already got 3 talented running backs, and now you want more?
Yes, we do. All of our running backs are going to be graduating, and so we need a new one, a new All-American, and so we want Maurice Claret. I don't think anyone can fill Mojo's shoes other than Maurice Claret. So, Maurice, if you're out there.
I'm sure he is.
If you're out there, please, come to SIU.
They're lobbying for a class.
I really like it here.
I think that'll work.
They could have.
Fellas, what do you think about that?
Ohio State could have used Maurice Claret today as they struggled to win 16-13 over San Diego State in the horseshoe. 3rd and long, and Sambursky set to throw. He's going to take a shot down the middle of the football field. Brandon Robinson had a step, but just overthrown. It'll be 4th down, and the SEMO defense does their job.
They did. They went out there 1, 2, 3, and let's get the offense back on the field. Really, they try to get a mismatch on the linebacker for SEMO. SEMO didn't change. They went with the same personnel over on SIU sideline. They get Brandon Robinson on the linebacker, and no go.
Kettle Cap set to punt.
I like the lobbying for a classmate. All I know is those kids better do some work, though. If they're going to get Maurice Claret in their classroom, you might need a little help.
No question about it. Nesmith stands back inside his own 20, will call for the fair catch at the 16. He makes it there, and that's where SEMO and Jack Tomko will take over. As we take a look at some other scores from around the Gateway Conference here, Illinois 49-22 over Illinois State. Indiana State with a nice win, 13-10 over Florida International, and UNI 55-0 over Northern Michigan. Later on tonight, Youngstown State plays host to Slippery Rock, and Western Kentucky plays host to West Virginia Tech. Get you the OVC scores later on in the broadcast. Following the 52-yard punt, no return, Jack Tomko trots onto the football field, goes shotgun formation here, and David Tafu in the backfield. The junior picks up the blitz. Tomko comes to the wide side. Big-time collision. Gillum with the catch, but
you gotta like the sound effects too. A little.
Only here on Fox Sports Net, the best. You want to hear it, Pat Spurgeon?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little stack route by the wide receiver.
Hello.
Collect call.
Pitch, Tafu gets the carry around the outside. Enough for a first down. He's out of bounds at the 32-yard line. He's finally run down there.
Coach Billings likes this kid a whole bunch, Mr. Tafu. David Tafu out of San Mateo, California. Big, strong runner. A little bit different runner than Kinsey. Kinsey's kind of a scat back type of guy, 5'9", 185. Tafu, 5'11", 210.
We'll speed up the offense action here by SEMO. Shotgun formation. Tomko comes underneath again. And Gillum was thinking about the hit he had 2 plays ago because he turned to see who was coming after him.
Absolutely. He saw number 9 breathing down his neck, Melvin Vance. What they're doing is they're sugar huddling. They're not really, what this is, it's called a sugar huddle. It's
Who
not,
gave it that name?
I don't know. I guess Bert Sugarman. What they do now is instead of calling the play in the huddle or going hurry up right at the line, what they do is they sugar huddle. Linemen get the call from the sideline. The quarterback calls it to his receivers.
Bert Sugar would be proud, though this isn't the Tyson Holyfield fight. Tafu gets the carry off the left side, picks up a yard, and Big Dan Big, 6'4", 305 at that left guard position, did his job, but the corners for SIU are doing a nice job run
I'm going to
stop.
explain why they're doing this, why I think they're doing it. I think SEMO is doing this to stop the substitutions from SIU defensively. We saw earlier in the game they were bringing the fresh bodies on. Now they don't have that opportunity because they don't know what's coming.
4 receivers again, shotgun, and there's going to be a timeout on the football field. Royal Whitaker looked around and said, hey, I've got to get a timeout over here. Right. Our guys aren't set. We don't want to give up a big play on 3rd and 9.
Southern Illinois.
SIU takes a timeout with a touchdown lead. 13:24 to play in the opening half. Here from Cape Girardeau on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back here on Fox Sports Net. A big 3rd down for Jack Tomko. In the SEMO Indians offense, 4 receivers, shotgun formation. One-on-one coverage up top. Tomko will look that way. Now will have to scramble that way as he's under pressure. Has a man wide open at the 45 and out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Chris Nesmith was wide open. Pat, they went to the line, and you're standing up in the booth here pointing to the far side.
This is what Tomko got to recognize. Take a look. You see it from the end zone, but you take a look to the left side. You got 3 receivers, and now you got a back, so you have 4 receivers on 2 DBs. Hey, I'm not a math major, but 4 on 2, somebody's going to be open.
I was wondering why you took your shoes off to count there, Pat, but you even figured it out that time. Enough for a first down on a 3rd down conversion for Jack Tomko.
Nice job by Tomko adjusting and rolling out, try to get away from the pressure, too.
Football right at midfield here in front of us. David Tafu, the junior, remains the tailback as Gillum comes in motion. The give is to Tafu. He barrels his way across midfield. Some helmets come flying in late, but Royal Whitaker, number 34, has been all over this football field.
Whitaker's a football player. Him and Egan keep filling those gaps and filling those gaps. And right now, what SEMO's trying to do is they're trying to get a groove going, and I think they got one. They know their passing game is starting to pick up, but more importantly, they keep them honest by pounding it back in there and forcing the safeties to try to come up and make some plays.
Pat, keep your eye on the left guard situation as Taurine Robinson had to come out of the football game. Eric Krause is in. Robinson, number 77, 6'4", 320, trotted off the football field before this play. Tomko fakes the give, now pump fakes, going to take a shot deep. Throws it up for grabs, and it's intercepted. There he is, Alexis Moreland, the interception, returns it back to the 45-yard line.
That one puzzles me because this time he gets one-on-one coverage, and he's got the post. He's got Gillum running away from his guy, and he has his wide receiver squatting in the flat. Take a look right here. You're going to see Gillum come into the picture right where that referee is. That back judge is right. Now you see he's got the angle on him, and instead he goes to the flat route to Nesmith.
Alexis Moreland, his first interception of the season, and the SIU faithful across the way are on their feet. They've made the hour 10-minute drive here to Cape Girardeau.
You can expect a little bit of Mo right now.
Muhammad Abdul Kadir in the I formation behind Brandon Robinson and Joel Sambruski. Mo across midfield to the 49-yard line. And Pat, you like to watch running backs' feet, not everything else they do. His feet never stop moving.
Everybody says, oh, you know, the back's got to do. Watch him cut. The key is the cut by the back. The back reads the blocking scheme and then plants. Watch that outside foot plant for his last cut. He takes it, plants that left foot, and then breaks back behind his center. That's a great job right there. That's what makes back special.
And the big guy, Wesley Proctor, the left tackle, number 75, the offensive lineman of the week here in the Gateway Conference this past week. They like to run the ball behind him. Proctor gives protection now. Sambursky throws it up for grabs. Robinson tried to make something of it, but a good decision just to get rid of the football.
Our guys in the truck said they had seen Sambursky lead his team to a state championship. Hey, there's no question this kid he's a pretty good football player.
I've seen Mick Schaefer lead us to a state championship. Mick, what do you have for us?
Hey, guys, down there on the field now. We almost had to pull you back there on the interception. That's 12 men on the field. You all right?
Yeah. Well, it's a backyard brawl. It's exciting football, and teams are playing hard.
This is Paul Kowalczyk, by the way, the athletics director at SIU. A little over 2 years ago, Paul, you decided to hire a guy by the name of Jerry Kill, a guy that at every stop has basically turned programs around, and he's doing it at SIU.
No question about it. That was one of the big reasons why I hired him. He had a great track record. He's an excellent coach, good with the kids, cares about their academics, but he can coach football.
Talk about this rivalry. Does it get any bigger in Division I AA, especially with two teams not in the same conference?
Well, it's exciting. We're right 45 minutes away from each other. Really, at this level, it's tremendous football.
All right, best of luck, and stay on the sidelines. We'll get you back to your sideline.
Thanks, Mick. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you. Guys.
Thanks, Mick. And there again, Pat, a big third down. What do? Option.
The great thing about these two schools right here, they also are recruiting the same type of kids, which is another great thing. A little bit of confusion on the defense for SEMO here.
Sambursky gives. There's your man. Kutsis gets the carry, stumbles there. Looked like the 45-yard line might have been painted a little high because it tripped him up.
I think he stepped on one of his linemen when he went to make a cut. Go back to the footwork. He goes to make a cut with his right foot, steps on one of his linemen, doesn't get the cut clean, and all of a sudden starts to stumble. Hey, backs are special when they can cut off that outside foot every time.
Muhammad Abdul-Qadir, big number 32, 8 carries, 59 yards here in the early going.
Horse
for SIU. He's dominated this football game in the first quarter and a half here in Cape Girardeau. Sambursky to throw, has time, steps up in the pocket, now will tuck it underneath. Cross the 43, gets a block to the 40, down the sidelines, and finally bumped out of bounds at the 31-yard line. O.J. Turner on the tackle, and the SEMO sidelines looking for some blocks in the back.
I'm going to tell you right now, forget about blocks in the back here. You take a look, he steps into the pocket, sees nothing immediately. Hey, I'll take a shot. I've got to get out of here. A great block by his receivers helping out. Hey, the last thing you want is your quarterback to get hit. But guess what? If the quarterback don't want to go out of bounds, he's going to get hit. And this kid's a tough guy. You're right, no question.
1st and 10 SIU looking to extend their lead. They've lost 3 straight to their rivals from Cape Girardeau. Referees are going to talk to each other. They ate lunch as a group today, Pat. I thought it was very special.
Isn't that special?
They did.
Camaraderie.
Please put 10:23 on the field clock.
Right, those 2 seconds. Those 2 seconds are critical. Get them back up there.
Hey,
okay.
Perfection. They told
That's
us
right.
today they wanted to be perfect.
They did say that. I give them credit. You know what? Sambursky's been perfect tonight, really. I mean, he's made great decisions all night. And on the other sideline, Tomko's got to be looking at himself saying, hey, we got to get off the schneid.
Abdul-Qadir the back. Robinson is the motion man to the wide side right. That's where Abdul-Qadir will run the football nowhere. And that is nowhere, Pat Sperduto. Because again, Jones and company up front do a nice job.
That's our man Jones. We talked about him before the game. We were sitting there, we were doing our opening. Jones decided he was going to talk to us just a little bit. Hey, great job. These guys for SEMO now have to understand they got to shut down Abdul-Qadir because he is what gets this offense going. If they can pound it with Qadir, other things are going to open up. So if you don't shut down Qadir, hey, you're opening up the floodgates. I love, by the way, Brandon Robinson has done a great job all night so far.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Option to the wide side right. Sambursky will keep it. He's got a hole inside the 20, down inside the 15-yard line. Nate Johnston with the tackle. Sambursky has an extra gear when he gets his shoulder square.
Forget that. He's got intelligence. This kid, I told you, he's got that loosey-goosey attitude. Watch him. Reverses out, comes down the line. Hey, everybody's taken. The pitch man's taken. The fullback's taken. What do? Keep it and go. Let's get in scoring position.
Johnston with the assist there. Adam Jones, a defensive end downfield to make the tackle. It's 1st and 10 at the 12 for SIU. The Salukis on the move. Sambursky 4 carries for 32 yards here in the early going in Cape Girardeau. Abdul-Qadir kicks it outside, skips over one would-be tackler. This one's going to come back, Pat Sperduto, as there's a hold.
There's going to be a hold on number 6, and that's Brent Little. He comes in and he gets a little bit of a grab off the edge, and this is going to go backwards. But, again, Abdul-Qadir, great balance. They take a swipe at one leg, don't get him down, he just keeps going.
Move the football back. Keep in mind, Pat, that over these last 3 years as SEMO has won. Last year, SEMO jumped out to a 14-0 lead, only to see SIU come back and tie it up in the 4th quarter. A Willie Ponder touchdown was the key for SEMO's win. So it's not always the team who scores first who wins this football game.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 1st down.
Let's take a look. You take a look at a hold on the outside by number 6, but more importantly, take a look at the sprint draw right here by Abdul-Qadir. He gets going. Cornerback takes a shot at the leg, keeps his balance, which is amazing, and then turns it upfield, tackled by the safety. Hey, when we get a chance, we got to go back to Brandon Robinson's shoe. Now he's got it taped up. Impressive.
He is the fullback in front of Abdul-Qadir on 1st and 21. They'll go option right side. Sambursky will tuck it back underneath, but Ricky Farmer will have none of that.
Robinson earlier, I really like this kid. He's just a warrior. Take a look. He is my special player of the game, no question, because he does it all. And what he's done tonight, he's just led the way for his tailbacks, and then he's turned around. He's made some nice, run some nice routes. He's a good football player.
But Pat, that's why you love 1AA football. Not only did you coach here, but these are kids that play the game because they love the game of football.
Oh, yeah. And they get a good education.
No question about it. Motion man behind Sambursky. Abdul Kadir's in the flat to the right. They try and go bubble screen back and it's intercepted. A great interception. O.J. Turner looked up, saw the football, and said, hey, this is a chance for our defense to make a momentum-changing play.
This is seriously a bullet dodger right here. They've dodged the bullet because, hey, SIU was breathing down their neck. Here they try to run the old zipper screen where the wide receiver zips behind the lineman. The lineman pass set, let their men through, and then work their way up to the second level. And what happens is the wide receiver will slide down the line of scrimmage, dip behind those linemen. It's tough because Sambusi's got to wait for him to clear the outside guys.
As we take a look at this play, when we come back, SEMO tries to get the offense going on Fox Sports Net.
Here at Cape Girardeau, SIU up 7-zip, and we just missed a great play by a defender who was always alert. Turner, watch right here. They try to run this little zipper screen to Little. Little comes behind his lineman right there, and he's got to put that ball away. O.J. Turner makes a big play.
Kinsey gets the first carry for SEMO here on 1st and 10. He'll pick up 6. Mick, what do you have for us?
Hey, guys, we've got Damon Goner here, a small forward on the SEMO basketball team. It's all relative, I guess. What in the world are you doing here, Damon?
I'm here helping out the football team. My coach asked me to come work for the football team, so I'm here. I'm willing to give, you know what I'm saying, some time to help my teammates out.
Is this part of preseason training for you?
Nah, this is just something he asked me to do, so I'm coming here to do it.
It's kind of a spherical shape, kind of like a basketball. What in the heck does this thing do here?
It's like I don't know how to explain it. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know how to explain it. They told me to stay here and keep this on the ball, so that's
just
what I'm
stay
doing.
here.
You're helping us all hear better, basically, Damon. We appreciate you and your parabolic mic. Best of luck this year, guys.
A little shoulder workout for Damon.
The SEMO basketball team set to be improved. Of course, Dave Luce's basketball team at Austin P has been very, very good over the last couple of years. Tennessee Tech and others in the OVC. Kinsey, 8 carries for only 29 yards. He was out the last series as Tofu was in. Kinsey back in there now on 1st down. I formation. Tomko will give to Kinsey up the middle. Breaks one tackle, tries to bounce it outside, but it'll be brought down by Melvin Vance.
Like, this is the set they started out the game with, the 2 tights, the 1 wide, 2 backs. They're trying to pound it a little bit. They pounded it out the beginning of the game and had some success, moved across midfield, and then got shut down. This time, they're trying to get out of their own area, their own end zone, so they're working with the same formation, the same personnel, and now they go back to their normal spread with 3 wides.
3 wides, Millick, Nesmith, Oliver, Gillum. They'll go 4 wides here. Kinsey the back here on 2nd and a long 8. 6:45 to play in the opening half of the OVC Gateway Challenge here at Houck Stadium. Tomko to throw, looks across the middle, comes to the second man through. Nesmith complete to the 25-yard line. Tackle can be credited to one of about 4 different defenders, including Pat Sperduto, Alexis Moreland, who's always around the football.
These safeties, both these safeties are always around the football, you're right. But watch what they do, a little stunt right there, a little end with the backer looping around, the old Max Sam dog off the edge.
You like 4 receivers, I like the Max
Sam dog.
Can I get that with cheese?
Sure.
Shotgun formation for SEMO. Tomko to throw, comes underneath, wide receiver screen, gets a block. Gillum breaks 1 tackle, and again, Moreland with the tackle, but another 1st down.
SEMO took a look at SIU's little zipper screen. They come right back with the same play. This time they work it successfully as the wide receiver comes looping behind the offensive lineman. Complete, 1st down.
And Pat, you've talked about it, the option play. Wide receivers block downfield on the touchdown run for SIU. Wide receivers not only catch the football, they have to be able to block.
No question. When you're trying to run those combinations like that with the little bubble screen or the zipper screen, the wide receivers are the key because they're the point of attack.
2 receivers, I formation. Usray, the fullback behind Tomko in front of Corey Kinsey, the junior. It's Kinsey up the middle. Makes 1 move. It makes Egan miss. And Pat, we talk about fullbacks on one side. SIU fullback Robinson's done a nice job. Usray hasn't opened as many holes for Kinsey.
Well, they're not running as many ISOs. What they're doing with Usray, they use him off the edge. What they're doing, take a look here. The combination block by the guard in the center with the guard from the left side pulling around. Left guard Kraus comes around, maybe not because it's not Robinson, it's not as smooth, the combination block between the three inside guys.
10 carries, 34 yards for Kinsey. 5'9", 185 pounds, had 42 yards last week on 20 carries. The loss to Ohio U. Tomko under all kinds of pressure, and he'll go down. Football is loose, and we'll have to wait and see. The referee says no. Right. He was out of bounds. Pat Sperduto have to credit a host of defenders there, but the pressure came from the outside of the Southern Illinois
Jeff
defense.
Jones doesn't control the fumble, but that's irrelevant because take a look at the blitz. This time they run the strong safety Mac blitz from the outside edge. Watch right here off the right side, coming off the right side. You see the linebacker, 35 Egan, and the strong safety number 20 Jordan coming off the edge. Jordan makes the tackle and gets the strip. Little bit of bonus action right there. Anytime you get a sack in the strip, hey, that little kudos, that's like a Mick DLT with change.
No question about it. That football almost a huge turnover. It'll be 3rd and St. Louis on this one. 21 yards to go for Tomko and company. Has 4 receivers, has time, throws and has his man wide open. Complete 45-50 down to the 40-yard line. Pat Sperduto, Jamel Oliver wide open. Everybody to the left side and one-on-one coverage down to the right.
So what they did is they go 3 to the left, they go 3 by 1. They got the one-on-one coverage with Gillum on the right side. They got him isolated. Watch the safety. The safety goes to the 3. He knows where the help's got to be. You see him right there. Gillum loses his DB. Jamel Oliver loses the DB and runs away. Takes it up the sideline. Number 9, Vance, is nowhere to be found. You got to lock that up because you know the safety's going to help on the 3-man side.
A big 3rd down conversion for Tomko. Coach Billings and the Indians into SIU territory. Back to the ground they go on the right side. Kinsey goes nowhere. And a couple of Salukis down on the bottom of that pile, including Linton Brown with the tackle.
I'm going to say this, the Salukis,
Jeff Jones as well.
The Salukis offensive front 5, the chemistry, you can tell it's not as smooth as it had been last week or the week before or even last year. You know, you got 3 guys that were second-team All-OVC up there. And we looked in the media guide earlier in the week and said none of them gave up sacks. It was all the left guard.
14 sacks for Tomko a year ago, but must have been someone who's no longer on the team. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers. Tomko to throw, under pressure now. Avoids 1 tackle, but will go down the second time. Jeff Jones was there to clean up the mess that James Fields had created.
This could be the Achilles heel for Tomko as far as taking it to the next level. I don't know if he has the mobility. You take a look at big number 90 Fields coming through the gut. I mean, this is Tomko. He's got to either deliver the football or he's got to move. He's got to slide away from the pressure.
Big Conley on the left side there with some miscommunication, some missed assignments.
And Terran Robinson came back into the game.
Pat, another 3rd and long situation. They've got the same formation. Oliver one-on-one to the bottom of your screen. Tomko under pressure, avoids 1 tackle, and now will go down. Again, Pat, we talk about it. Jeff Jones and James Fields, 2 guys that don't start on this football team, have come in and dominated on this series.
Fresh legs, the old adage, fresh legs, and all you hear coaches say, fresh legs, fresh legs. You're seeing fresh legs right here. They bring the cat blitz off the edge this time, and you take a look, the front 4 getting enough of a push. Tomko doesn't even have time to get his feet set. Look at it, he wants to set and step up. He can't get that left foot back up to the front where he can step and throw. Great pressure. I mean, Fields and Jeff Jones have done a great job with gut pressure. Gut pressure is the key to a quarterback that can't move that well.
4th and 26. You don't have many plays in your playbook other than send on your punter and Simonoff set to punt. Robinson back deep. Simonoff off the side of his foot, and this will go out of bounds up here by us.
And we got a flag, too.
All the way back at the 46-yard line.
This flag, hopefully, if you're a SEMO, is on SIU, and if you're SIU, you're praying it's not on you because you got the ball at midfield almost.
A 10-yard punt, and this will be against SEMO. It will be declined, and SIU
not taking it.
Will have great field position with 2:21 to play in the opening half, leading by a touchdown.
Illegal formation on the offense. Decline. First down.
First down, and that's where SIU will take over, leading by a touchdown. Joel Sambursky and company will come on. Critics are calling the Best Damn Sports Show period a 2-hour frat party with irreverent skits, insightful interviews, and sharp locker room banter. This week, we're all over the NFL as we talk to Michael Strahan, Marshall Faulk, Mike Ditka, and Warren Moon about the Week 1 games and look ahead to Week 2. Plus, Hall of Famer Willie Mays tells us about his godson Barry Bonds and the Giants' chances to win the series. The Best Damn Sports Show period, weeknights at 8 and 10:30, only on Fox Sports Net. Week 1 in the NFL gets rocking and rolling tomorrow. It officially got rocking and rolling Thursday night. Steve Spurrier and company take care of the Jets, but tomorrow is for real.
You betcha.
Sambursky, 4 of 9, 55 yards, the 1 interception, plus
not his fault.
Done a nice job on the ground.
He's done a great job commanding. What you look for in a quarterback is command. This kid has command. He's done a great job of using all of the tools of their offensive unit, whether it be running the football, running the option, throwing the short routes. He's done a great job. We haven't seen him throw a deep ball because he really hasn't had to throw a deep ball, and that's not really in their stable or in their toolbox of their offensive sets.
SEMO sends out their starting D, 4-3-4 defense. SIU comes out in the usual 1 tight end I formation, 2 receivers with Abdul Kadir behind Robinson in the backfield. A dynamic duo. Play action. Sambursky will roll, tries to get outside, nowhere to go, will make a nice decision just to get rid of the football. You don't see that much from sophomores making this wise of a decision.
It's intelligent. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. He's commanding the whole offense. He knows if it's not there, coach tells him, hey, we're running this little bootleg. You take it out to the boundary, take a look. If you got the flat route, take the flat route. If you don't have the flat route, dump it.
Penalty down the middle of the football field. That's in the room of maybe a legal man downfield.
You got it. One of the big ends kind of slid down, got too over aggressive, too excited, and goes and gets a little piece of somebody down the field. Not good.
That both these offensive lines, especially SIU's, you look at it, Wesley Proctor, 75, is the only senior, and then 4 juniors. They're all back here next year for this Saluki football team.
And Wesley Proctor, if they say he's 340, that dude right there is a biscuit shy of 4 bills. He's a big one. They've done a great job tonight, really. They've opened up some lanes. They've gotten their quarterback a little bit of protection. Now, granted, they're not running that spread offense, or they're not running a lot of 5-step stuff.
Robinson now in the slot. He'll go in motion to the top of your screen. He's got a mismatch on a linebacker. Sambursky will look his way, complete on the slant, and he gets hit at the 38-yard line, Pat. But you could see that from up here. You knew where the football was going.
You knew exactly what they were trying to do. They get him out in the slot. They knew he was going to have a linebacker one-on-one with the safety over the top. And Robinson knows he's got O.J. Turner on his hip. Take the catch, beat it. Hey, the safety, he knows the safety lumpkin's going to hit him. He's not worried about that. Just get the ball and get the first down. I love this kid.
During the last 3 or 4 plays, just to keep your mind, McDowell and Goodenough, backup quarterbacks for SEMO, warming up with each other on the sideline. Abdul Kadir along the right side, and he has wheels. He's got a first down. The clock continues to run or stops while the chains move at 1:48. Then we'll continue to run. Pat, that's what they've all said from SIU all week long, is when he gets the ball, he has a chance to take it the distance.
Hey, when he gets rolling, it's trouble. Especially when that guy gets to the second level. You take a look. He's got a gaping hole off the sprint draw, takes it to the right, and looks for the second level. Now he knows there's no longer time to make cuts. Just start running and get what you can. And he gets a bundle.
SIU only 1 timeout remaining here as we near the end of the half. They give up the middle to Abdul Kadir again, breaks 2 tackles, and he's down just outside the 10-yard line at about the 10.5, enough for another first down. Pat, now it's going to be about managing the clock with 1:29.
Well, I'm going to tell you what he's done very, very well. What he's done is they've rolled out a little bit, and they've used their play action and moved Sambuski within the field of play, side to side. What that has set up is the sprint draw. What the sprint draw is, it's an action that makes it look like it's going to be a rollout, and it's just a handoff back to the back.
12 for 89 here in the first half for Abdul Qadir. They'll go option, bring it back to the 6-6. Abbott, he's got all kinds of room, try and get outside, and he'll be run down at about the 5-yard line. Good speed by Anthony Lumpkin, the safety, but a great call.
And it's a great call, but it's a great play. Stay at home, Mr. Lumpkin. He does a phenomenal job. He holds his area. He knows, look, they start the option down the line. It's been a successful play. Little flip. Lumpkin knows he's got contain on the other side of the field. Don't go anywhere. And he does a good job of keeping it and really outruns the receiver. 44 seconds to play in the opening half. SIU with 1 timeout remaining. It's 2nd and 5. They can't officially get a first down inside the 1. Abdul Qadir, touchdown, his 2nd of the evening. You watch this right here. Abdul Qadir, the sprint draw again. It's designed to go into the A or B gap. He takes it back out and takes it to the edge.
Great blocking by the right side of this line, Miller and Akins.
They collapse. Watch this right here. They collapse the right side of the line. They get the 2 defensive tackle and defensive end sealed. Great block by Robinson. It doesn't look like much. It's not one of those crushing blocks, but it's a seal block, and Abdul Qadir knows his fullback's got the seal block.
Extra point attempt from Coffin is up, and it's good. 35 seconds to play, and Pat, you want to talk about the big guys up here making something happen. Here it is.
Miller on the right side right here. Watch them collapse it down, and then that block right there by Robinson on the defensive end. Roth, who's a very good football player. It's not a crushing block, it's a seal block. You seal the edge, which gives Qadir the option to take it outside, and he does. He looks inside, no hole. He knows he's got his fullback. Follow your fullback. Whichever way his butt turns, that's the way you cut. Cut off that inside foot, take it to the outside.
Abdul Qadir, his 2nd touchdown of the evening, his 5th on the year, and now his 27th as a Saluki, and we've got an upset special brewing here in Cape Girardeau. 6 plays, 54 yards, 1 minute, 46 seconds, the time of possession. Great clock management, Pat. They didn't even have to use their last timeout, and they did most of it, the key parts of it, on the ground.
They ran that reverse to Abbott, and Abbott did something special that most players, you can tell he's an intelligent kid. They run that reverse back to him on the flip off the option. He takes it to the sideline, and he knows he's about to get tackled, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
We talk about Walter Payton Award finalist, and Tomko and Abdul Qadir. Tomko has not proven to maybe be worthy just yet. How about this? 13 carries for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns for Abdul Qadir in the first half against the SEMO defense that held a pretty good Ohio team a week ago to 17 points and created a number of turnovers.
Hey, there's no question that guy there, he's a special back, and especially at this level, he's even a cut above.
As I mentioned earlier, keep in mind this game a year ago, the roles were reversed. SEMO went up 14-0 in that football game on the road at SIU, only to see SIU come back and tie it at 14 in the 4th quarter. So stick with us. There is a lot of football left here in this OVC Gateway Challenge game. The first of 8 games between these 2 great 1AA conferences. The kick fielded all the way on the far side at the 4-yard line. Nowhere to go for Mr. Gillum.
I'll tell you one thing. Another thing that I've been impressed with is SIU special teams. They've made a difference tonight in field position. Out of your special teams, you always try to gather as much of possession on the field as you can.
And Pat Sperduto, I mentioned it during the break, Tomko is done, or at least for this half. The backup, Jeremy McDowell from Bonne Terre, Missouri, 6'3", 225-pound junior, is in the football game.
Here comes Blackjack.
Blackjack McDowell, now in the band stick figure, the former White Sox great. Not. But Jeremy McDowell, and Jeremy's going to have to use a timeout here.
Well, he's got enough of them.
And confusion up front, and their confusion because there wasn't enough men on the field. 10 men on the field. The fullback, Usray, was on the sidelines, and he's hearing it from Coach Billings.
Yeah, you don't want that. You hate to get the wrath of your offensive coordinator or your head coach, knowing that you're supposed to be out there and you're not there. No element of surprise now. They know the fullback's coming.
McDowell, 13 of 22, 147, 3 touchdowns and an interception. That was last week. In their 0-1 start, he went 3 for 6 for 20 yards as all 3 quarterbacks played last week. Mick, what's going on?
Well, guys, you know, Jeremy McDowell and Andrew Goodenough aren't your typical backup quarterbacks. After all, McDowell was a starter back in 2001. He was redshirted last year after an injury. Then there's Andrew Goodenough, who was good enough, fellas, to start for Arizona State last year. He got injured and then transferred over here to SEMO.
Arizona to Cape Girardeau.
Not a bad deal.
Makes sense.
Playing time, it does make sense. Beautiful place here. I tell you, Pat,
you got to imagine what's going through Jack Tomko's head right now. You know, you've struggled first week, but it was against a MAC opponent, a Division 1A opponent. This week, you know, you're going against a good Saluki team, but you're expected to produce. And right now, he's got to be a little bit, boy, questioning himself, and you hate to see that in a kid because he's got a lot of skill and a lot of talent. But now it's leadership time, and he's got to sit there, swallow the pill, go in at halftime, and hopefully come out and say, "Hey, coach, give me it. I promise you, I'll run the show."
1st and 10, 28 seconds to play in the opening half. SEMO down 14. McDowell under center will give to Kinsey. Nowhere to go. Pats Perduto. This defensive front is doing a nice job, and we can't call Jeff Jones' name enough.
Hey, Jeff Jones, he doesn't start, but he should be playing somewhere because he's a football player. Watch the penetration in the A gap. He squirts through and makes the tackle in the backfield. He's done a great job of pass rushing tonight, and now watch him in the run game.
6'1", 275
Watch
pounds.
him right here. The penetration beats the full block of the center, Eugene Adamo, who's a potential All-American.
Out of Detroit, Michigan, and that will be our first half. Pats Perduto. Kinsey ends on the carry. He does 12 carries for 36 yards. But a first half, and we've got an upset brewing in Cape Girardeau in game 1 of the OVC Gateway Challenge. SIU 14, SEMO nothing. And Pat, as you look at this, and you're the coaches going to the half, what do you tell your teams?
Well, if I'm SIU, hey, the game is not over. These guys are at home. They're going to come out with a little bit of motivation. If you're SEMO, you're saying the same thing. The game's not over. 14-0. That's no big deal. We got a chance. We got our team. We got to play better. We got to make a big play.
Jerry Kill, of course, 0-2 against SEMO. He's got to be happy with his football team. 14-0 they lead, and Mick Schaefer is going to do his best to grab him and bring him over to chat with him. And Mick, what do you have for us?
Coach Jerry Kill, 0 points, couple of sacks, an interception, a forced fumble. Could you be any happier with your defense right now?
No, the defense is certainly as young as they are. That's a young group with only one senior in that whole bunch, all sophomores and redshirt freshmen. So I think they're playing real hard, but it's only one half of football. And, you know, I just hope we don't run out of gas. We got to play at that type of intensity or they've got too much firepower over there to mess with.
Do you just keep feeding the pill to number 32?
You bet. You bet. It doesn't take a very smart coach not to figure that out. Give that ball to Muhammad and let him go.
Thank you. Best of luck.
You bet.
Guys.
SIU 14, SEMO nothing. Coach Kill's fired up. The Indians go to the locker room wondering what went wrong and how they can get back in this football game in front of a packed house in Cape Girardeau. When we come back, your halftime entertainment, including a visit with Dr. John Steinbrecher, the OVC commissioner, on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back here on Fox Sports Net, Houck Stadium. We've got an upset brewing as Southern Illinois 14, number 22 Southeast Missouri State 0, and Coach Billings is standing down on the sidelines with our Mick Schaefer.
Coach, how do you get this one jump-started in the second half?
Well, you know, we played 6 quarters of football right now this year. We hadn't gotten the end zone. You know, we just got to settle down and play football. I really believe we got a good offense. I truly believe that. You know, we just keep self-destructing. We're just right now we're not playing very good as a team. So, you know, we just got to come together as a team, not panic, and just play, and we'll see what happens.
McDowell relieves Tomko late in the second quarter. Who's going to start the second half, and what was the impetus for that decision?
We're going to start Jeremy. You know, Jack can throw the football and stuff, but right now, you know, we're going 6 quarters. We haven't got the end zone. We need a leader. You know, and. Whether Jeremy's that guy or not, I don't know, but we're going to give him a chance. He won a lot of football games for us.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Guys, this one eerily similar to last year when the game was played at Carbondale, except the roles are absolutely, totally reversed.
as we take a look at the first half stats. Dominated by SIU. Pat, you know it. You got to run and stop the run. 143 rushing yards and only giving up 18.
Well, we said it. We said it from the get-go. They've had great pressure defensively. They've played sound. SIU has been phenomenal defensively and has shut down that high-powered offense.
We'll take a break. Come back with the opening kick of the second half on Fox Sports Net. Southeast Missouri State trails by 14 here at home in front of a packed house, a beautiful crowd here in Hawks Stadium, and they will get the football to start the second half with a new quarterback. Jeremy McDowell, who played the final snap of that opening half, will come in once SEMO recovers or receives this kick.
Well, good point by Coach. He just said it again at halftime. He needs a leader. He doesn't need a great passer. He needs a leader. He needs what Sambruski has created over on the other sideline.
14-0 your score, and SEMO. Gillum will take it at the 8. Down the left side, will make a move, try to get outside, and comes down at the 23-yard lines. Pat, an exciting first half.
Well, you see right here, Mo, big yardage, tough yards. He's not afraid to go inside. Then he takes the sprint draw right here, gets a great block, good read, takes it outside. And here he comes with a swing pass, can get it through the air, on the edge. First guy, I'll take it right up the sideline, see what I can get. Then comes back, little option for a touchdown. Watch the block by the fullback and by number 16 right there, the receiver. Then he finishes with a great sprint draw read. Watch the read by the back, watch the block by the fullback. Bing, gets the read, takes it to the edge, touchdown, Mo.
Abdul Kadir, 13 carries, 93 yards, and both touchdowns in this football game.
So far, he has not shown us anything other than the stud that he is.
The holding penalty on the return moves SEMO back to the 13-yard line. And you look at it, Pat, this is a top 25 football team that's played now 6 quarters, as Coach said, and has not gotten to the end zone.
Right, and right here, he's made the change, tried to go with McDowell, get a spark going. Don't be surprised. You're going to see number 16, Tomko, back in the game. He's too good of a football player and too great a leader.
Kinsey is the tailback, and a beautiful night here in Cape Girardeau. Absolutely perfect. The give is to Kinsey to the left side, makes a man miss, and a nice run there by Kinsey for the first time on first down to pick up a 5 or 6, not 2 or 3.
They got to get in a groove, and this is the way to start it. A good offense functions when the backs are running the football, receivers are catching the football, the linemen are blocking. You got to start with the running game. You know, stop the run the ball. That's how you win football games, and you're seeing it right here. You got to go back to the basics, back to the drawing board a little bit.
And get the 5 fat guys up front to move some people. This is what they want.
They've been a little bit out of sync, and right now they need to get going. No question. They're too good not to be in sync.
McDowell under center, and again, the give to Kinsey to the left side. Has some room, but he's run down from behind, Pat. And there it is. Again, how many times will we call Lionel Williams' name, 6'3", 270-pound junior, who comes down the line to make the play?
They try to run that little full block again, but in all honesty, SIU's defensive front four, Williams and Beard, have done too good a job penetrating. Look at the penetration. They get off. There's no room. There's nowhere to go. And the linebackers, Egan and Whitaker, are no joke. They've filled all night long. They know the gaps that are going to be available and the gaps that they have to cover, and they've done a great job, both those linebackers, Whitaker and Egan.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers, Kinsey the back, and it may be the first opportunity to see McDowell's arm. Here he is now the quarterback. He will throw on third down. Has time, goes down the middle of the football field and complete. Wide open and continuing to make moves is Oliver across the 40 to the 41. A nice throw.
Hey, it doesn't look pretty, but it's effective. You take a look right here. He knows, he right away reads the defense. He knows there's a hole in the center of this field. He takes that. Take a look right here. McDowell drops back. He sees the hole. He knows the safety's turned to the other side. There's the hole. Oliver makes the catch, turns it upfield, and tries to get a little bit extra. Receiver's got a block. You see the big tight end trying to throw one right there, and then he gets a little lunch action right there. Watch a little push to the chops. JOP.
Kinsey remains the back. First down, SEMO on a nice start to the third quarter. Trailing by 14, trying to get their first touchdown of the season. Give to Kinsey. He's got some running room. Bounces outside across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And Whitaker's there. Royal Whitaker brings him down.
And here come the fresh bodies. This is what SIU has done defensively. Get the fresh bodies in there, prepare for the passing game. They know that they have an effective passing game. Bring in the fresh legs and let them run. Here you go, Kinsey right here. Hey, he's a 1,000-yard rusher. He's no joke now. He says, hey, Muhammad Abdul-Qadir may be pretty good, but I'm not bad on this sideline either.
Royal Whitaker out of Olathe North High School in the KC area, a state championship his senior year.
And started last year as a true freshman.
McDowell to throw again under pressure, but gets it out to his receiver Nesmith, who makes a move. McDowell was buried in the backfield by Jeff Jones. The football is on the ground. The first referee appeared to say, hey, the play was dead, but then all of a sudden the ball squirts up 3 yards, and they're going to give him the extra yards.
That is a big fumble recovery by Gillum. If you take a look right here, Nesmith should have taken this ball to the outside where the point of attack was. He had a receiver out there blocking for him. Great rally to the ball by the SIU defense. Then you got to put that away, make the big play, maybe go for the kill right there. Take a look, Nesmith turns it up. Good punch out by the, I think it's the linebacker. No, it's number 5. The defensive back, Frank Johnson.
3rd and short here, right at midfield. SEMO trying to move the chains, trailing by 2 scores.
Nice run, blitz.
Give
right
Kinsey to the right side, and Patty's going to be right on the marker. We are sitting,
I think he's got
on about the 49-yard line, and that's right where they are.
He's got it easy. I'm going to tell you right now, it's an easy first down. No question.
Not easy.
No question. No question. Good call by the officials, and I can see that from up here.
Lucky.
Okay. Anyway,
Smith checks back in.
I like what SIU's doing, though. They're run blitzing, and they know even in the run blitz, they can still get enough pressure defensively if they turn around and they decide to pass.
2 receivers, Gillum to the top of your screen. Nesmith one-on-one at the bottom of your screen, the leading receiver for this SEMO football team. Now Gillum in motion. The give is to Kinsey to the left side, and again, nowhere to go. This time, Andrew Franklin to make the play, and again, more help from the secondary, but Franklin, Williams, Jones, Fields, Brown, the guys up front are dominating this football game.
Whitaker, Egan, and Franklin are at the point of attack where they're expecting to hit the hole, but guess what? The hole's just stuffed. Franklin does a good job penetrating through that C gap that they wanted to run the football through, and then the 2 linebackers come in and fill. Whitaker and Egan have had a great game.
Jamarcus Jordan also in on a host of tackles, number 20. He comes in as the nickel back. 5 defensive backs remain in the game for SIU. Shotgun formation for McDowell. McDowell to throw on 2nd down, has a man open, and again it's Oliver to the left side, and again Oliver makes the catch. Asciana with the stop, but a pickup of 7, and Oliver has made some nice catches tonight.
This is actually a great read by the quarterback again. He knows he's getting that double-edged blitz off the right side. You're going to see the defensive back and the linebacker coming around the edge. He knows that side should be covered with the safeties over the top. He knows the other side right now has one-on-one because they have to cover the 3 receivers to the other side.
Pat, every 3rd and short this evening, they've run the football, and Usray back in at fullback. 2 receivers. Do we dare see play action here?
I would say play action and go to the top.
Gillum in motion to the wide side. Kinsey is going to not in the back. It's Tafu, the tailback. He gets the carry, gets outside, enough for the first down and more. Down to the 35-yard line. David Tafu with the carry, and this time Melvin Vance and Alexis Moreland on the tackle.
This could be the spark that they're looking for. They decide to run the same play, just straight dive off the right side. Usray, the lead blocker, gets in the hole. Great block on the edge by Nesmith, and away they go to the outside. Tofu with a big, strong back. Little change up for Kinsey.
Jeff Jones with penetration again, but just missed the tackle. More rotation up front for SIU. Tafu, 4 carries, 20 yards. I formation is McDowell and company. A nice drive for SEMO to open the 3rd quarter. They'll go play action on 1st down. Take a shot down the football field to Gillum, and it's overthrown. Miscommunication there, plus McDowell's getting up off his back as Egan came on a blitz.
It came the same blitz. They've been running this blitz all night, and it's been troublesome. The 2 edges, there's no question. They've been on the play action. They try to fill the holes. It's a run blitz. Watch Egan come right up the gut. Off the edges, the DB, number 20, Johnson. He follows through. Hey, you take the shot. Why not take a shot down the field?
When teams run blitz like this, don't you as an offensive coordinator have to play fake and make some things happen?
You have to keep them in the hole. You have to get them to stutter step a little bit, and that's what he he does by play actioning those linebackers and defensive backs that are blitzing have to throttle down.
McDowell will change the play at the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to his left, single coverage. McDowell to throw. He has a man on the slant, wide open is Gillum. He'll lose his balance at about the 18, but how about that decision by McDowell? He's a junior and said, hey, I've got one-on-one. Forget this running stuff. Let's win it with my arm.
He knows he's got the run blitz in front of him right there. Watch, they bring it again right through the inside gaps. Here comes a safety. Here comes a linebacker. He knows that the only guy that can get a piece of that is a linebacker, Egan, and he almost does. But hey, just drop it right over the linebackers, and you know you got the wide open center of the field.
Nesmith, Oliver in the game, wide to the right at wide receiver. Goodson, the tight end. Kinsey is the tailback on first down. SEMO, their best drive of the evening. The give to Kinsey. Bounces it outside, gets a block this time. Down the sideline is going to be out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Moreland on the tackle. Pat, we talked about it last week. This football team has got inside the 20 against Ohio U. They always turned it over 5 times. They've got to find a way to get in the end zone and get a touchdown.
Right, they actually got inside the 26 times, 3 in the second half, and 3 of those drives were inside the 5 and didn't put it in. Now you're right. Coach Billings said it at halftime. We haven't been in the end zone all year. We're too good of an offense not to be in the end zone.
McDowell 4 for 5, 54 yards on this drive, and SEMO with a great drive here to open the half as the holding penalty moved them back inside their own 15-yard line to start. Snap, and SIU has it. Off to the races, Pat Sperduto. Lionel Williams is living a dream. 40, 35, 30, and SIU's defense is going to score, Pat, but the referees are going to rule him down.
Oh, I don't want to see this, but I'll tell you right now, Mr. Williams is celebrating in the end zone. The coaches are going crazy on the SIU sideline. They think they got themselves another score.
Jerry Keel is going nuts on the sideline here. This is not a good call by the officials we spent time with today.
We're going to see right now. You see the bobble snap right here. McDowell bobbles the snap, goes down. Does he have control? No, he doesn't have control. The referees ruled him down because they saw McDowell's knee down. That's a tough call right there. It's a bad call, actually. I'm sorry, Mr. Officials. I hope you enjoyed your lunch, but this guy never has control of the football to be considered down.
Chuck Feeney, the referee,
rules
him down there. And Lionel Williams, 6'3", 270 pounds, was off to the races. Pat, not only are they going to rule him down, they're going to say McDowell was down. It's not that there was a fumble and Williams was down on the recovery. They're saying McDowell's knee was down when he fumbled the football. Wow.
Yeah, and Jerry Kill has a legitimate gripe right here. McDowell never has control of the football. The snap is made. McDowell never has control. Take a look. The ball's sitting right there. Still doesn't have it. Yeah, he's down on a knee. No question.
You can hear the crowd. Pat Sperduto, I'm telling you what, folks, watching at home on Fox Sports Net, circle 8:32 to play in the third quarter. 14-0.
I'm going to say this.
Should have been 21-0. If SEMO goes in to score here.
But if you're Jerry Kill right now, you got to say, okay, hey, we got a bad call, no question, but we have to keep composure. We cannot let our emotions take over. The referees cannot control the game. We control our own destiny. That's what we need to continue to push and preach to our players.
Coach Jerry Kill and the crew, of course, his coaches are high atop being able to look at some replays saying, Coach, there's no instant replay in college. The other thing you look at, Pat, you mentioned it, you got to keep your kids focused. It's 3rd and long here for SEMO. SEMO's had trouble scoring in the red zone. He's got to get his defense focused. But as he looks at Jerry Kill, you can see him talking there.
He's laughing. I mean, he's laughing because he knows it's a bad call. But guess what? You have to keep your composure. If you lose your composure as a coach, you're the leader of this group here. They're looking to you. If you start griping about the officials, the players start griping about the officials, the assistant coaches gripe about the officials, you're overconsumed with the officials.
What about the announcers?
The announcers? We're overconsumed with everything. But in all honesty, a miscue on the exchange.
And let's hear the explanation. We're not going to hear an explanation.
No, he's just going to go
He's going to come chat with Coach Billings now. Chuck Feeney doing his job now, saying, hey, I'm going to communicate with both sides. And we'll have to see. I don't think there's any way they're going to turn this one around.
Maybe he's going to instant replay.
We'll have to wait and see. Chuck Feeney coming over
He might be going. You know what? We do have the supervisor of officials for the OVC, I mean the Gateway Conference here, and he's getting a phone call. They're going to change this. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to go out there and he's going to change this. And I don't know when they instituted instant replay in the NCAA, but
yeah, the only thing he can possibly be doing is getting an exact time on the clock. Is obviously a 6'3", 270-pound lineman running 80 yards took some time off the clock, but if the whistle blew, probably have to put it back to about 8:41, 8:42.
You don't like the call. It's a bad call. There's no question. It's the wrong call. But guess what? You cannot change it, and I would be stunned if they do.
Pat, what do you do here if you're Coach Billings? And we'll get the official word here from Chuck Feeney as he trots back onto the football field. But if you're an offensive coordinator here at 3rd and 13.
You know, as an offensive coordinator on 3rd and 13, you just better get some points on the board. So you run something. I would come back with a screen or a draw or something like that to kind of get your offense back in gear. You know, who knows? Maybe they try that little combination route that they ran earlier.
And here is the action after the call was made. Pat Sperduto, we'll get a look at it exactly to find out what the word was.
Hold on, we got something from the officials too.
Please put 8:40 on the clock.
There you go. And that's all it was the exchange on the clock. If the whistle is blown, as soon as the whistle is blown, the clock needs to stop right now.
8:40 is a fair assessment. Jeremy
no question.
McDowell under center. SEMO, the break of the year.
But now the clock will start right now because it was just a tackle inside the field of play.
Yep. They set it for 8:30. They'll need to make it 8:40 here in the booth next to us. And the great crew up here gets that done. 3 receivers. And SIU,
they're going to come back down here to the bottom.
Has the 5 defensive backs in it. McDowell with Tafu as the back next to him on 3rd and long, trailing by 2 scores. McDowell to throw, goes on the slant, has his man down to the 2-yard line, enough for a first down.
Wow. Hey, you want to talk about a swing? There is a swing. This could be a 14-point swing right here. SIU was sitting pretty at 21 zip. McDowell, nice throw. I mean, that's a tough throw right there. This quick slant, and he gets it there. He's got to get it down just a hair because there's too many bodies inside like that. Hey, he went against it. I thought he was going to get one-on-one at the bottom. He ended up getting two on two at the top, and he went with the isolation slant route.
Play clock running here very quickly. Tafu the back, 2 tight ends, I formation, 1st and goal from the 3. Motion to the right side. They'll give to Tafu to that right side. He breaks 1 tackle, but he won't break 2 tackles. And Pat, I'm telling you what, trying to run the football against this SIU front is difficult. McDowell 5 of 6 for 65 yards on this drive, his first real drive in this football game.
Well, I'm telling you, what SIU's defense has done a great job at is penetrating gaps. It's caused big problems for the SEMO blocking schemes where they're all trying to fold and block down.
Pat, they've just inserted freshman Elton Patterson from Melbourne, Florida, in at the tailback spot here for SEMO. No Kinsey, no Tafu. It's Peterson, the back. They give to Peterson to the right side. He goes nowhere. Is Jeff Jones, guess who, is there to make the tackle? And now the SIU faithful across the way are on their feet and fired up, trying to get the defense.
This right here, you take a look again, they're just filling the gaps. The defensive line, take a look. They're trying to get angles. There are no angles. The backers are filling the gaps. The linemen are penetrating and continue down the line of scrimmage. I'm telling you right now, they're getting off the ball quicker than the offensive line for SEMO, and that's why SIU's been successful on the defensive side. I think you're going to see a package right here. They're going to spread it out. Don't be surprised. Quarterback draw or running back draw or maybe a swing pass to the back. I don't know if you can get it one-on-one. He has one-on-one at the bottom right here.
Kinsey in the backfield gets the dump pass at the 7. Trying to get outside around the corner to the 5. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark it down officially at the 2-yard line. And Pat, this drive is gone over 8 minutes to start the second half. It's 4th and goal.
This decision time right here.
From the 2. They've yet to score a touchdown in the season.
If you're Coach Billings, I'm telling you right now, you have to go for it. If you're frustrated, you got to stick this in the end zone. It's a good play call. The back slides back under the coverage and behind the line of scrimmage and tries to dump it down to him.
And they're going to call a timeout here with 6:42 to play in the 3rd quarter. 14 SIU leads SEMO. SEMO's knocking on the door. The biggest fourth down of the season for the Indians. Next on Fox Sports Net. It's all about the big fellas. Meyer, Robinson, big Conley, Amano up front. 4th and 2 just outside the 2. SEMO has not been able to run the football. They've got a backup quarterback in Jeremy McDowell in the game. They trail by 2 touchdowns to their rival in front of a huge crowd. Shotgun formation. Kinsey is the back. They spread him out with 4 receivers.
Double back pressure coming here. 2 linebackers blitzing. Yep.
They run the speed option. McDowell's not going to get
bad decision.
Had the pitch man, but nowhere to go. Great defense, and you can give credit to Johnson, Vance, McBarry, Moreland. Everybody in the secondary does a great job. But, Pat, how much of this goes to a quarterback that hasn't played a lot, getting the opportunity?
Because he probably hasn't gotten as many reps as Tomko. Jack Tomko's the starting quarterback. There's been no question about it in the preseason. He's the guy. Watch the pressure, good push up front. They get to the edge. Watch 21 slip free. I thought he was just going to flip it out there and try to make something good happen. Hey, you got to make a play down there. You need playmakers, especially down there. And I disagree with the call. I think you still run the football.
And now the SIU offense is fired up. If they've been off the field since midway through the second quarter.
If you're SEMO, you have to be frustrated, too. You were down there 3 times last week, and this time you get inside the 5 and you don't do it again.
Tight formation. Zamberski gives it to Mohammed. Nowhere to go. A big-time play in the backfield. You give credit to a host of defenders, Pat.
Ryan Roth, really, I've been waiting to call him all night. The kid is a great football player. Watch him come off the edge right here, dips under the tight end's block, gets into the backfield and makes something happen immediately. They got to pin him and they got to keep him down. Roth's a good football player.
Ricky Farmer there right behind Roth, and after this play we'll give you an update on why Roth has the number 32 on his uniform, a change from a year ago. Empty backfield for the first time for the Salukis on offense. Zamberski with a quarterback sneak up about a ½ yard. It'll bring up 3rd long, and Pat, Ryan Roth with a number change.
Ryan Roth was number 95 last year. He changed to number 32 in honor of his friend Rob Caranda, a high school buddy he went to school with. Rob went to Princeton, was number 32 at Princeton. Ryan took the number. Rob was one of the people killed in that building that collapsed in Chicago, and it's a great honor, I'm sure, for Ryan to wear that number, and it's a tribute, and that shows you the type of person Ryan Roth is also.
3rd and long. Mick, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, unfortunately for SEMO fans, these red zone woes are pretty familiar. Last week, 6 times inside the 20 they stalled out, including 1st and goals at the 2, 3, and the 8.
What a catch.
The flag down on the field is going to be pass interference.
That's a
pass Perduto. It'll be declined, and Brent Little, 6 foot, went up and made an absolutely great play.
It's a great catch, and it's a great throw. Zamberski puts it out there. Great throw. Watch him get out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plants that right foot. Launches it out there. Knows it's on the outside shoulder. A great play by Little. Fights off the defender. Goes up. Gets the football. Poor awareness right now by Marco Tipton. You expect more from a good football player like him.
And a senior, that is the call. We'll get it officially.
Pass interference on the defense. Decline.
No question.
1st down.
And some breathing room. And right now, you know what's surprising to me? The SEMO defense, I expect to see a lot out of Ricky Farmer and Ryan Roth and Tipton and Patterson. I expected those guys and Lumpkin to make big plays. I haven't seen enough of those big plays defensively.
Coots is back in the backfield. He'll get the carry, bounce it outside, break a couple of tackles. Football came loose, and it bounced right back to him as he crossed midfield right in the SEMO logo. But he picks up 6.5 good yards.
Nice change up.
How long has it been since we've seen Muhammad Abdul Qadir? He got his bell rung on the first play of this drive. He's not in the football game.
Well, I don't think you've seen him for 2 reasons. One, he got a little dizzy on that one, and then on top of that, SEMO's controlled the football so much of the first part of this quarter. I'll tell you right now, in all honesty, SIU has just dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and that's where games are won.
Motion man, Kutzis again. First man brings him down, but he gets the first down. I'm telling you, Pat, he runs hard.
Hey, he runs hard. I'm going back to my man, Mr. Robinson. Watch the block by the fullback. 190-pound fullback blocking for a 210-pound tailback. You rarely see that. This guy, watch him right here. He goes in motion as an H-back, kicks out the outside linebacker, and Kutzis follows his lead blocker. That's what you do. Picks up a bunch of yards, first down, SIU.
Clock runs nearing the 4-minute mark of the third quarter in this OVC Gateway Challenge. 1AA football at its best here in Cape Girardeau. Robinson gets the carry, first man through. He'll run over two defenders and finally, and I mean finally, Pat, be brought down by Brandon Bonnert.
That is
2, 3, 4 tackles bouncing off.
That is literally giving the dog a bone, because the dog did such a great job of blocking. Now you give him the bone, just like you do with your big men in basketball. When the fullback blocks like that, you have to feed him every once in a while, make him happy. Hey, he's a football player. He's my player right now. I'm going to take him with me. I'm going to start my team with him.
I don't know if Coach Kill would appreciate that. Robinson, 3 carries for 11 yards, also with a big catch on the touchdown drive just before the half. 2nd and 5, option. Left side, there's that pitch. Kutzis just short of the first down. Nice job in the secondary. This time Patterson on the tackle, and let's go to our main man, Nick Schaefer.
Hey guys, down here with Ken Dobbins. He's the president of Southeast Missouri State. What a drive earlier. They just stalled out again.
Oh, I know. It's very disappointing, but you know the game's not over yet. We still have over a quarter to go, and it's an exciting game. This is a great rivalry, as you can imagine, and what a great night. Fans are here, and they're staying, and we still have some time to go here.
Well, the football program's growing here, certainly, as well as the enrollment. Talk about that.
Well, enrollment, we'll probably break the all-time record again for the 3rd year in a row. So we're very pleased, very pleased. About 9,500 students here at Southeast.
There's a real initiative, too, to really stress the student part of student-athlete.
Well, that's true. We look at student-athletes as students first, athletes second. In fact, over 50% of our student-athletes have a 3.0 cumulative GPA or higher, and they graduate at a significantly higher rate than the student body as a whole. So we're very pleased not only with what they do on the field and in the competition, but also in the classroom.
Ken, thanks a lot. Hang in there.
Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
All right, guys.
And we're going to send Mick across the way to get us an update on Abdul Kadar, who has not been in the game so much so they've just moved Robinson to tailback.
Hey, he started 3 games at tailback last year for this team, and hey, he is Mr. Do Everything. You want to talk about all these other people? That's my MVP right now, Mr. Robinson.
SIU continuing to move the chains. Option pass. Looking for his man, nowhere to go. This is going to be pass interference, though this is going to be an uncatchable pass, or is it within 5 yards?
It's probably going to be defensive holding. What happens is they played press coverage on the with the 2 corners. Nice play action. They get it up. Dimitri Patterson comes up, presses his receiver, and holds on. Defensive holding.
Good call there. I was wondering if there was another receiver going to come from the parking lot down there, because that one was 30 yards out of the way.
Right. Well, it's really a good job. I thought it was a miscommunication in routes.
Option pass, the first time we've seen this one.
Right.
Good idea, had one-on-one coverage.
Look. Reverses out, drops back, gets it down the field. He's thinking he's got the fade route, but great job by Dimitri Patterson. Comes up on Little, tries to play press coverage, and Sembruski takes a shot, but hey, no big deal.
Little with 3 catches.
Mr. Cool Daddy.
3 catches, 72 yards for Little, and now 3 receivers. Robinson has moved back to the fullback, and Abdul Kadir is back in the game.
Oh.
He goes nowhere. Abdul Kadir's first carry since the first carry of this half. He's got his right ankle taped very, very heavily, and now he's looking at his left ankle. Abdul Kadir, who's had a good night, over 100 yards on the ground.
Yeah, he's tapping out right now. He's tapping out. He's looking to get some relief, and he's got some right now.
And how about the guy that comes in for him? Kutzis comes in, one of the best in Gateway football history.
You see what they do. Johnson comes in right there and on the safety blitz, run blitz, and adds a little lean on, the old lean on.
Sambursky, option, left side with Kutzis. Sambursky will keep it and go nowhere. Nice job. SEMO has done a nice job against the option here in the second half.
SEMO's defense is hunkered down a little bit, and you see Adano's brother right there making a play. Fred Adano, number 50. He's just a sophomore. Adamo. Adamo? Okay. Amano. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm just trying. He's not Italian. I can't even pronounce his name. Sperduto, Adamo.
With soprano work?
Soprano. It's all the difference. No, in all honesty, Fred Adamo followed his brother. We've had a bunch of brothers here playing on SEMO's sideline. They like to bring them over in pairs.
High formation on third long. Robinson out of the backfield, one-on-one.
One-on-one with the safety.
Sambursky will look his way.
Nope,
no, he comes underneath, almost hits the referee. And a first down for SIU. The referee had to do a great job to get out of the way. Sambursky took a big-time pop in the backfield, Pat Sperduto. He got buried when he got rid of the football from Ricky Farmer.
And he don't care. Nice shallow crossing route by Courtney Abbott. Watch Sambursky. He knows he's got to wait for the route to clear. He knows he's going to take the hit. He takes the hit from Farmer. A great job by the umpire right there, ducking out of the way. Oof.
Scott Jones doing a nice job. I believe Scott's out of St. Louis. Getting out of the way, and SIU is going to try and get off one more play here before the end of the third quarter. It's been domination Salukis. Koutsis, the back. Hollinshead in motion to the wide side. They'll give to Robinson up the middle. He'll barrel his way down to the 5-yard line, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. And SIU and the Salukis on top by 14, knocking on the door here in this OVC Gateway Challenge. The Gateway Conference has to be fired up because they're on the verge of getting game number 1 in this challenge. SIU on the verge of stopping a 3-game losing streak to their rival. It's all right here on Fox Sports Net. There you see Mo Abdul Qadir on the ground. They're working on his calves. Appears to be cramps here on a pretty cool night here in early September. It's 2nd and goal for SIU. Knocking on the door, trying to go up 3 touchdowns here in Cape Girardeau. A huge crowd, and some of the SEMO faithful getting a little upset with the performance of the offense. Defense has had a pretty nice night. Hasn't got any help from the offense. Motion man is Abbott behind Sambursky. Option left side. Sambursky will keep it and get hit at the goal line. Touchdown, SIU.
Sure enough, he is in. A great block by the fullback again, Mr. Robinson. Sambursky has done a great job engineering this offense. I'm telling you right now, he has played phenomenal. He's outplayed his counterpart on the other side of the field right now. Watch him come down the line, makes a good decision. Watch the fullback, goes to the second level. Oh no, not even a play. It's just desire by the fullback, by the quarterback. He takes it through the linebacker, not afraid to get hit. That's a warrior right there. Good quarterback.
Coffin to attempt the extra point. 2 for 2 tonight. High snap, kick is up, and it's good. 21-0. Sambursky and company are on the move. 21-0. SIU looking to improve to 2-0 on the year. We'll have the final 14:53 after this. And welcome back. The number 22 team in the nation in 1AA football is on the verge of being knocked out of the top 25. They trail 21-0. 14:53 to play. And SEMO's offense will get a chance here. This return back to about, we'll say, the 19-yard line, Pat Sperduto, and that's where we'll have to wait and see who the quarterback is. McDowell's done a nice job, but here's the touchdown you wanted to look at.
Yeah, really a great block. Watch the end secure. The tight end right here, number 84, Micah Turner, does a great job. Gets up to the next level and blocks a very good linebacker in Farmer. It looks like a little bit of a grab, but guess what? He keeps his hands inside, gets movement. I gave Robinson the credit for blocking the linebacker, but it's really Turner. He really does a good job, and he's explaining, yeah, I wasn't holding. I just had my hands in here and grabbed a little shirt. That's legal.
Shotgun formation. McDowell remains the quarterback. He's done a nice job here in the second half, but hasn't got the team in the end zone. Another completion outside. Mick Schaefer, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, Muhammad Abdul Qadir is definitely cramping in both his calves. He's been up and down on the sidelines at least 3 times, receiving treatment from athletic training personnel over here on the SIU sidelines. Each time he'll get up, jog a little bit, and then shake his head in disgust, only to go back down to the ground and receive treatment again on both ankles.
Thanks for the update. McDowell gives to Kinsey around the outside. Nowhere to go. Lions
telling you right now, that's a great play by our man Lionel.
Lionel Williams. McDowell, 7 of 8 for 71 yards. Now on the evening, he's done a heck of a job here. He came in with a play to go in the opening half. They ran out the clock down 14-0. He moved the football down the field on their previous drive, only to get stopped on 4th and goal from the 2.
I'm going to say something about this SIU defensive front four. They are extremely quick. They've surprised me with their quickness. They've beaten a big offensive line for SEMO with quickness.
McDowell has all day to throw and now tries to get rid of it and does. Oliver makes the catch, but it's going to be short of the first down. Nice job by McDowell, though, buying time as receivers kept moving and made something positive. Only problem is it's short of the first down, and SEMO is going to be forced to kick the football away.
I don't think this is a bad change bringing in McDowell, only for the reason Tomko's not very mobile, and these guys for SIU up front, their front four and their second group of front four are extremely quick.
We haven't seen a big return yet from Robinson. The SIU fans hoping one comes here. Simonoff set to punt. He stands back at his own 15. Robinson at his own 30-yard line. 14 minutes to play in the ball game and a 3-touchdown lead for the Salukis. Line drive punt. Robinson will have a chance here. Fields it at the 24. Tries to make the first man miss and can't do it. 2, 3, 4 defenders there. Antonio Scaife with the tackle, a nice punt, and that's where SIU will take over. We'll have to see who will be the back here, and we'll do that when we come back. 13:49 to play in the ball game. The Gateway leads the OVC 21-0 on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back to Fox Sports Net. Southeast Missouri State trails Southern Illinois 21-0, and SIU with the football. Sambursky's got to love this position now. They get to run the football, and they do, to the left side. One missed tackle, 2 missed tackle.
He's gone.
Off to the races. One man to beat. Can Lumpkin run him down? Kutzis off to the races. 20, 15, and he's down at the 14-yard line. And Pat, that run right there is why he is one of the all-time leading rushers in the history of the Gateway, needing only 430, 440 yards coming into this game.
And he's dinged up right here, but watch this run. Nice little cut. Watch the break. Cuts back behind the linebackers. Missed tackle in the backfield, and he's off to the races. You like to see him switch the ball to the outside hand. He knows he's got heat bearing down from behind. Nice game, really game-saving tackle for Lumpkin right there.
Now he comes out of the game. Abdul Kahir has had the injured calf muscles.
I bet you see Robinson, my man, Mr. Robinson, reward him for all his hard work.
And keep this in mind, Kutzis has had over 100 yards in all 4 games he's played against SEMO. He's now got 79 yards tonight. 61 yards on that carry.
Wow.
Yep, Lumpkin there with the tackle out of Miami, Florida, the sophomore. Great hustle there. He's worn out. Kutzis trots off the field, and it appears they'll move Robinson back to the tailback position.
Lumpkin does a great job catching up to Kutzis. He has no choice. Both guys get up slow. Kutzis with the leg, and Lumpkin gets it right in the puss, right in the face right there. You see, reaches up for his face. That one hurt.
And let's not forget, as you remember, Kutzis is a kid that broke his wrist a year ago. Last week, injured his knee, so don't know if he's still feeling some ill effects there. Did practice much of the week, but didn't expect to see much of him tonight. He's got 7 carries for those 79 yards.
He wants to get back in the game. Don't kid yourself. Nope. He wants to finish off this drive and get himself a score, but I look for them to try to run the option. Sambursky and Mr. Robinson.
Kutzis was 3rd all-time behind Willie High of Eastern Illinois and David Wright of Indiana State, nearing the 4,000-yard number. This is Robinson outside, and he has some wheels. Great tackle nice there. You know what, that's a missed block by a wide receiver out wide, and it allowed Marco Tipton to come up and make the play.
Marco Tipton makes a great play. If he doesn't get it, if he doesn't reach out and get a piece of this, this is all over with. The game, the hunt could be done for SEMO Indians.
Kellen Allen missed a tackle out wide and allowed that play to be made. Robinson 6 carries for 21 yards. His return punts, had the big reception on the touchdown just before half to give SIU the 14-point lead. And the drive and the dominance continues for the Salukis. I formation on 2nd and 8. Coots is back in the game, dives down at about the 8-yard line, right at the soccer line down on that field turf. I tell you what, these backs, whether they go Abdul Kadar, who's got 91 yards on the evening, suffering some cramp problems, Robinson, the fullback, or Coots is the fifth-year senior, they don't miss a beat.
All of them are nifty. You take a look right here. Coots follows his fullback, picks his hole, runs over the linebacker, and Farmer and Turner try to get on there.
Clock will run, and it'll bring up a 3rd down, and Sambursky is going to talk to the official and say, hey, let's let the play clock run all the way down, and then I'm going to use a timeout. I don't want any time left here. We'll use the timeout then at 11:54 to play. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 when we come back inside the 10. SIU trying to put the final nail in the coffin here on Fox Sports Net. 10 for SIU, leading by 3 scores, trying to throw the knockout blow. Robinson, the tailback, option, right side. They pitch it to Robinson, and he'll throw it up, touchdown. Robinson gets it done to Courtney Abbott.
Right now, I saw that play coming the whole way. As soon as I saw Robinson at the tailback spot, I said something fishy here. And sure enough, they run the option, they come down. Hey, everybody bites on it. They think option, stick it in the end zone. He pitches it to the tailback. Watch right here. Nice tuck. And then all of a sudden, sure enough, Abbott makes the catch. Touchdown. Those are the hardest ones to catch when nobody's covering you.
Extra point attempt for SIU to extend the lead to 28, and the fans head for the exits here at Hawk Stadium. The extra point is up, and it's good. 11:49 to go, and how about this call out of the
action down the line? Sambursky still makes it look like the option. Everybody's acting like it's the option, and sure enough, the corner, number 5, he bites for a minute, Patterson, and just enough hesitation that Abbott breaks free, and right away, Robinson knows, get it deep. Make sure either your man catches it or nobody catches it.
A year ago, Robinson threw 2 passes, 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. He goes 1 for 1 tonight with a touchdown. Mick, it's been a tough week for Coach Billings.
Has been a tough week for him. Not only is it this score 28-0 right now, but you may have seen him limping along the sidelines. You see, he tore his meniscus earlier this week just walking around. He needs surgery. Don't know, though, when he's going to get it.
It has been a tough week, and really a fun guy to talk to. I think a really good football coach. Got to meet him a year ago when they came to Murfreesboro to play Middle Tennessee.
I'll tell you right now, it's been a tough week, but it's really been a tough night for him because more so than anything, as good a football coach as he is, his team's having a hard time just getting on track. He has to get them on that track so they get going. And you can see the frustration. You know, it's got to build up, and that's why he's made a few changes in his lineup.
This will be Antonio Scaife coming out of the end zone. The freshman out of St. Louis breaks 1 tackle, stays on his feet, keeps his feet moving, and gets out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And you got to like the intensity out of this freshman to come in here and say, try and give his team a spark.
Well, right now, for SIU, they've done such a good job on special teams all night. This is uncharacteristic of them, and you take a look, they come down and cover, and they're very high in this freshman here at SEMO. But watch right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. Boy, that's a lot of people, but they've really played well on special teams, and you see a little shoving. A little bit of frustration is going to start setting in on this SEMO football team. They're going to start looking around and asking questions within themselves.
McDowell still in there at quarterback, and we'll get you his numbers in just a moment. He's had a nice second half. Motion man is Oliver. They'll pitch it around to Oliver on the wide receiver sweep. Gets a nice block from Kinsey, but then there's nowhere to go. A pickup of 2 yards, and again, this run defense has been nice. A flag comes out. Is that illegal motion?
I think it's illegal formation, actually.
This isn't arena football.
My gut feeling tells me it's going to be illegal formation. Let's find out for sure. No encroachment on the defense. So they'll move that one back. They'll move that one. They'll take the penalty. That'll be 1st and 5. We have a plethora of plays for. But really, I mean, right now, if you're Coach Billings, you got to establish.
Offside on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
McDowell is this team's quarterback. Pat Sperduto, he's 8 of 9, 74 yards. He's moved the offense better than they've moved it all night long.
He's coming back.
He gives them some other options out of the pocket that Tomko doesn't give them. And quite frankly, neither of them have got him to the end zone. But look at those numbers. He's done his job.
I'm going to say right now he's going to come back with Tomko again next week. Mark my words.
Yeah. Shotgun formation, come across the middle, complete to the tight end, Goodson. He'll go across the 35 up to the 38-yard line, and there are all kinds of pushing and shoving away from the football. If you're around the pile, you better have your head on a swivel.
Alexis Moreland shows you that. I mean, don't sleep, because that man just came up and laid a licking right there on number 21. Number 19, Chris Nesmith.
Shotgun formation. This is what, the sugar huddle? Bert Sugar's idea. Pass outside, another completion. Oliver, another 6 yards. It'll bring up a second and short situation you mentioned next week. SIU has Murray State at home. SEMO goes to play Arkansas State out of the Sun Belt Conference. Arkansas State gave Dennis Francione and Texas A&M all they wanted a week ago down in Aggie Land. Should be a tough test for SEMO to go on the road at 0-2. McDowell to throw, steps up in the pocket, again across the middle, nowhere to go, and the secondary now, all these safeties are roaming around with their head on a swivel. And look at the hustle at the defensive line coming in. Fresh guys, absolutely. 92, Linton Brown, Jeff Jones, James Fields, the fresh guys are getting on there. They want their chance at the quarterback.
Pin your ears back and bring it, because you know they got to sling it. And that's the way it goes. I'll tell you right now, these guys, the safeties for SIU, right now, they're chomping at the bit. The dogs are hunting strong, too, because they've laid some licks right here. You've seen Moreland lay a lick, McBerry lay a lick, Frank Johnson lay a lick.
Dow to throw, goes across the middle, again to his tight end. This right at midfield, enough for a first down, and Goodson gets his third catch. Elsewhere in the Ohio Valley Conference this afternoon and this evening, there's been all kinds of action. Northern Illinois, coming off their win over Maryland, beats Tennessee Tech 42-17. Eastern Kentucky 35-7 over Appalachian State. Kentucky and the big boy beat Murray State 37-6. Arkansas State 63-6 over UT Martin. Completion down the middle of the football field. No, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Nesmith. But another throw that was right in the hands.
Yeah, but he heard number 5 coming, my man, Mr. Frank Johnson. I'll tell you, I'm going to say this with bated breath. I just think right now SIU is teeing off. SEMO's being given some routes that they're allowed to throw. And I'm not taking anything away from Blackjack. He's done a good job finding the holes.
McDowell to throw under pressure, steps up in the pocket, now looks downfield, has a man. Incomplete. Gillum had a step. Gillum didn't look back for the football, continued to run his route.
This is the one element I do like about McDowell. He does a good job of avoiding the rush. It's been a tough situation because these guys have pinned their ears back and come strong. I'm going to say it again. I haven't given enough credit to the SIU defensive front 8, actually, because those 4 linemen and then the second group of 4 linemen have really dominated by getting off the football. The 2 linebackers, Egan and Whitaker, have done a great job, but the 8 front guys have been phenomenal, getting off the football and beating sides with quickness.
Third and long, another pass, almost intercepted. Royal Whitaker knew that one was going down the seam, and he almost made a big play. McDowell now 11 for 16 for 96 yards here in the second half.
Whitaker does a great job of reading the route. He reads the inside receiver. He knows he's got the rail. He takes it, and oh, shoot. That's a tough one right there from Mr. Whitaker.
McDowell stared down his receiver from the start.
He knew he had the slot the whole way.
4th and 10 here at midfield. Shotgun formation, trailing by 28. The Indians will go for it. All kinds of pressure, and McDowell will go down. 4-man rush, and they get pressure. Justin Lowe's, Jeff Jones, James Fields, Billy Beard. They are fired up in Carbondale, and this crowd that remains over a long way from us across the field are fired up from what they've seen from their football team. And I'll tell you this, the rest of the Gateway better watch out, because if this is the 6th best team in the Gateway Conference, there is going to be some great football played in that league.
I'm going to say this right now, SIU is a good football team. They can put the dogs up, because I think the hunt might be over.
You hear the crowd, the SIU. Koutsis in the backfield. This one is given to Robinson up the middle. Sambursky remains the quarterback. Mick, you remain our quarterback. What do you have for us?
I'm not throwing to you two. How about that?
Well, we couldn't catch it.
Hey, you know what, Pat, you've been singing the praises of Brandon Robinson all night long. And you know what? They've got thunder and lightning over there in Kutsis and Abdul Qadir. However, they call this guy, Robinson, the quiet storm. One problem, though, last week after 173 yards of total offense, and this week after throwing a touchdown pass, I don't think he's quiet any longer. What do you think?
I agree 100%. And here's Kutsis trying to get to the 100-yard mark, keeps his feet moving, pushing and shoving away from the football, but that'll be right at the 40-yard line.
You know my adage, Blake, and I know you're going to agree with me. The bottom line is this: you have to run the football and stop the run to win football games at any level, in any league. And last week, 377 yards rushing for SIU. And conversely, you had SEMO give up a ton of yards on the ground. Actually, they gave up 227 yards rushing. You can't have that. We addressed it with Coach Billings. He says he thinks his team will perform a little bit better up front. I don't think so. Not yet.
Not tonight. It's 3rd and short. Robinson, the fullback, Kutsis the carry, breaks one tackle across the 35, and this is exactly what SIU wanted, a lead to where they could rotate their backs in. Let's not forget, it was 14-0 here in the second half, an 8.5-minute drive that gets no points. And Muhammad Abdul Qadir has had 2 carries in the second half for negative yards, and SIU has still dominated the football game.
The horses up front, they're not given enough credit, but they need to be given more credit. Those 5 guys, the left tackle Proctor, the left guard Rich, the center McDaniel, the right guard Miller, and the right tackle Atkins have done a phenomenal job all evening. And don't forget the tight end Turner, who made the big block down by the end zone.
Robinson up the middle. He gets a carry. He keeps his feet just churning and churning and churning.
Hey, that's a warrior now. I'm going to tell you right now, that guy right there is a football player. Quiet storm, he ain't quiet. The last winning season at SIU was 1991.
High formation, 2 receivers. Sambursky trying to run out this clock. Kutsis behind the block of Robinson, dives down close to the first down. It's going to be very, very short as we're going to hit the 7-minute mark in the ball game. 28-0, SIU on top. And Pat, will have to wait and see here if it's going to be 4th and short. You would assume that they'll attempt the field goal.
Absolutely, get your field goal some work too. It is 4th and short, and let's see what he's going to do. He's going to take it down and probably call another timeout when it gets down to bare bones. Yep, sure enough, he's getting the referee. Hey, Sambursky has to be an engineering major. You know why? Because he's engineered a phenomenal game tonight. Sambursky, great job.
You're a fan.
I am, absolutely.
6:27 to play, 4th and short for SIU, leading by 28 here on Fox Sports Net. Field goal attempt here for Southern Illinois, trying to extend the lead. This will be 31 yards as Coffin will attempt the field goal. 6:27 to play. The kick is up, will have the distance, but be wide right. Mick Schaefer, I know you've got all kinds of tidbits for us down on the sideline. It's all yours.
They're just coming out of my ears down here, guys. Yeah, we continue to make this the Brandon Robinson show, but here, guys, is a guy that's been a walk-on twice in his college football career. He went to Purdue out of high school, and by the way, when he left Heritage High School in Indiana, he was that state's all-time career-leading rusher. He had to walk on at Purdue, though. He was called by Emporia State and Jerry Kill when he was down there, and Jerry Kill said, that's fine, go to Purdue. However, if things don't work out, give me a call. Well, things didn't work out, and guess what? Robinson gave Kill a call, who at the time was here at Southern Illinois, and the rest is history, fellas.
Thank you, Mick. Shotgun formation, the turnover following the missed field goal. Kinsey with a carry, and maybe his best run of the night, 8 yards. And Pat, when you talk about shutouts, this is a big time for the defense here, because the last time they shut out SEMO, 1938, it was 6-0, and SIU shut out Kentucky Wesleyan a year ago in the opener. But I'm telling you what, it was 1986 when they shut out a place you worked, Murray State.
SIU has played phenomenal tonight defensively, and really they deserve a lot of credit. Their defensive line has done a great job. Their secondary has done a great job of mixing up coverages, and you see another coverage right here. Nice zone.
McDowell does a nice job to throw it away following the scramble. But there again, I mean, you pick any of these defensive linemen. Fields, it seems at each play, it's someone different in the backfield.
They've had pressure all night. They keep rotating. The coaches have done a phenomenal job of sprinkling them in. You go back to Brandon Robinson, and he's been, yes, it has been his show. He's worn so many different shoes tonight, and he's been the fullback, the H-back, the tight end, the wide receiver, the punt returner. He's the quarterback through a pass. Can't complain. I like him a lot.
3rd and short to give is to Kinsey. He'll bounce it outside across the 40, 45, and up near the 50. Pat, prior to that run, to talk about the offensive line, the run game struggles, Kinsey in 2 games, 40 carries for 100 yards.
And that's surprising because on the way up here, we talked about, I said, look, I really think that SEMO is going to do a great job of running the football, and Kinsey's going to have a $1.50 to 200 yards rushing if for them to be effective. Well, he hasn't been effective, and that's why they've struggled, I think.
1st and 10, spread formation. McDowell remains the quarterback. Looks across the middle for his tight end. He has Goodson right at midfield to pick up a couple. Mick, you've got some more details on the shutout.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We are 5 minutes and 19 seconds away and counting here from Southern Illinois breaking a pretty big streak, getting a pretty big monkey off their backs. You see, it's been since 1999 since the Salukis won a non-conference game on the road. That year they beat Eastern Illinois at Eastern Illinois. That year, by the way, was also the same year, the last time they beat SEMO on the road.
Thank you, Mick. Brandon Amick with his first catch of the evening, and a nice arm.
Really a great job by McDowell. Again, he waited for his receiver to get into the hole. He got in the hole, and then he delivered. But again, go back to the movement. With Tomko back there, he was a little immobile, and that's why they got so much pressure on him. I think McDowell has weaved his way around the pocket a lot better.
Back to throw again, steps up in the pocket, underhanded throw, and there is flags come flying in from all directions.
And I could not tell you what it is because I didn't see the set, so it might be, it is. Encroachment on the defense. They're a little too excited to get off on the quarterback. I mean, as a defensive lineman, this is a dream because you get to pin your ears back and just come after the quarterback. You love it as a defensive lineman. As an offensive lineman, you hate pass blocking. You'd rather run block. And like I said again, you didn't give enough credit to these defensive linemen for the Salukis. They've done a great job with quickness. They've penetrated with quickness and got into gaps and beat the big boys up front for SEMO. SEMO's offensive line, very heralded. The defensive line for SIU, unheralded. And right now tonight, they got the better of them.
Shotgun formation, McDowell trying to get on the board. We talk about this shutout. SEMO moving again. Inside handoff. Peterson on the carry. At least Peterson according to one chart, not Peterson according to another chart, but we'll give it to Peterson. 2 weeks, Illinois State and Eastern Illinois, the OVC Gateway Challenge, Game 2 of the 8-game series on September the 20th. Check your local listings and be sure and tune in right here on Fox Sports Net. 3 receivers. And again, the shotgun formation. SIU showing some blitz off the corner. High snap over McDowell's head. He'll pick it up, avoid the sack, and get rid of the football. Complete the pass. Amick with the catch, tries to make a move up the sidelines and gets to the 22-yard line and really picks up a yard.
Boy, I'll tell you right now, that's a great composure by McDowell. A bad snap, goes sailing over his head. He spins around, runs, picks it up. Adamo, you know, you don't expect that from your senior center, but they're trying to get him on a little half roll, actually, and he doesn't get the football, so once he controls it, he knows he's just got to get rid of it. He finds his man, just dumps it off.
Shotgun formation on 3rd and short. McDowell's been the quarterback the entire second half, trying to get SEMO in the end zone for the first time this season. Changing the play at the line. He sees single coverage everywhere.
He knows he's got a blitz coming probably. Sure enough, here it is.
McDowell will throw, swings it out wide side, complete. first down, and he's got it to his receiver out there, T.J. Millett.
Still going.
Millett inside the 10. Clock will stop to move the chains, and then we'll start running again at 2:56 to play in the ball game.
That's a great effort by Millett. He catches it, catches a little flat route, turns it upfield, gets hit, keeps chugging his feet. Hey, no quitting that guy. Good for him.
Shotgun, 3 receivers. SEMO trying to get that goose egg off the board here at home. Thrown to the end zone. It may have been intercepted. We'll have to wait and see. Ty goes to the defense. And SIU's defense will get the big-time turnover.
Who is that, number 20?
Yemi Askiana.
We tried.
5'9", 195-pound sophomore gets his second pick of the season. McDowell, 15 of 21, 135
Watch right here. Watch
yards.
him right here. He drives on the inside route, gets underneath it. Look at that's a great play by a DB. Usually you put them over there because they can't catch. That ball might have hit the ground. I want to find out for sure.
I still say McDowell, 15 of 21, 135, an interception. Moves the team inside the 10 twice.
No points.
No points.
No points. This should be the end of the game. I really think they'll just pound it and send us all home. Oh, they have a chance.
Sambursky gives up the middle to Robinson. Gets a couple. The SIU faithful have made the trip here to Cape Girardeau, are fired up. Their entire section on their feet across the way at the 20-yard line, and they brought a nice group
here. They really did.
Tonight.
And the great thing is they drive 45 minutes, go back on campus, and have themselves a good old time.
No question about it. I do want to say a special thanks to the folks here at SEMO. Their hospitality has been absolutely wonderful, and we appreciate everything they've done here this evening.
Little tidbit of Jerry Kill's first road win at SIU.
They have lost 11 straight road games. Koutsis up near the 30 to the 29, and he's got to be nearing the 100-yard mark, which would get him 5 games played against SEMO and 500-yard performances. The 11-game road losing streak for SIU
is about to end.
It sure is, in a very, very dominating performance here tonight.
No question, and you could go a whole bunch of different ways for your player of the game. Shambuski, Robinson, Koutsis has done a great job. Got
over 100 again.
103 yards.
5 games, he is the Indian killer, if you will, here at SEMO.
No question. Mohammed Abdul Qadir. Another great performance.
Whoa, Robinson takes a huge hit.
Hey, Turner said, hey, I'm not quitting either. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring everything I got, so be ready.
Travian Brock.
Oh, it was Travian Brock.
38, not 36, 38. Brock comes in there playing out of St. Louis, Missouri. The junior filled the hole and said, hey, Robinson, we're not getting out of here. And that's all Kill needed to see.
Right.
He's going to take all his starters out of here.
He's punting the ball.
And he's going to punt the ball, too.
So he's definitely taking all the starters
No
out.
question. You wouldn't want them to have to punt the ball. Clock will run at 43 seconds.
Take it
it's
all
been a
the
great
way down.
night. Great game of 1AA football.
You know what? SEMO will regroup. I think SEMO will still be in the hunt when push comes to shove down the road.
They're going to let the clock run all the way down.
They can even take a penalty if they want to, but they're going to take the timeout. Smart.
29.5 seconds to play in the ball game. We'll have a punt and see if SEMO can't get something going in the final few seconds to get on the board. We'll take our final break, come back, and wrap things up. It's been domination for the Gateway here in the Gateway OVC Challenge on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back to Cape Girardeau. 15 seconds to go while we are away. A punt and maybe the most exciting play for SEMO. Scaife with a return all the way down to the 20. Breaks a couple tackles, orders his blockers to get in the way. They get some blocks, and now 15 seconds, some shots at the end zone.
Shutout saving tackle there by number 34.
And the starting defense is on the football field in the secondary for SIU.
Absolutely. Preserve the shutout.
McDowell remains a quarterback. He'll take some shots at the end zone here. Cross the middle, picked up, and almost intercepted.
Almost picked off by Whitaker again. He's had a second shot at it.
Flag comes flying in.
It's pass interference.
SIU offensively tonight, Pat Sperduto. Koutsis 13 for 103. Abdul Qadir 15 for 91. Robinson 10 for 35. Sambursky 8 for 44. That is balance, balance, balance.
Anytime you rush for 200 yards in a football game, you probably won.
And you're not even a math major. Pass interference is the call on SIU.
They're probably going to get, with 11 seconds, they're going to get 1 or 2 shots at the end zone. And guess what? If you're Coach Billings, you want to get in the end zone, believe it or not. Not just to break the shutout, but just to break this drought. You've had such a nasty drought the first 2 games. You haven't put the ball in the end zone. Forget the shutout. Get the touchdown. Try to drive it in there somehow, some way.
You don't want to go on the road to Arkansas State as they take a timeout here. You don't want to go on the road to Arkansas State next week having played 8 quarters of football and not been in the end zone.
That's difficult, and you got to feel for Coach Billings. He's got to be a little bit frustrated. You know, you got your superstar Tomko. He struggled again. Bad sign. You got your man Blackjack McDowell came in, did a pretty good job moving the offense, but still no points.
11 seconds to play, and a great night, a great setting for college football here at Cape Girardeau. How great was this at the kickoff to have a packed house, the bands, the end zone full of fans tailgating?
And great weather, too. Don't forget that. We've had great weather, no breeze, nice and calm, cool.
And I tell you what, Pat, this atmosphere here with these trees, great scenery here at Cape Girardeau and at SEMO.
Without a question. I mean, this is the atmosphere I enjoy a whole bunch as a, you know, as a fan. You know, this is old school football.
It is. Scenery so very important on these Saturday nights in college football. Shotgun formation. And McDowell will trot back onto the football field. Ray Goodson, his tight end. They're going to go 5 receivers. And no, they'll line Goodson, the tight end.
Right, he'll be the blocker, the extra blocker to pick up the blitz.
The extra blocker. 83 Scave, who had the punt return in at wide receiver for one of the first times. Fade and nowhere to go, and almost intercepted.
I'm going to tell you right now,
the receiver.
Vance had great press coverage. That's how you teach your DB to play press coverage. Get up in his face, punch with that inside hand. Don't give up the slant. If he goes to the fade, you wheel it back around. Great coverage by Vance right there.
7 seconds to play in the ball game. 2nd and goal from the 6. Same exact formation. This time Oliver, the lone receiver. McDowell to throw. Under some pressure, he will go down. Flags come flying into the end zone, Pat. We may have defensive holding in the end zone.
If it's defensive holding, it's going to be a automatic first down, and they'll run one untimed down. But let me tell you this: how fitting it would be for the SIU defensive line to get a sack to finish the game. Because the
SIU team came on the field. Let's get the official call.
Holding on the defense, so they get one untimed down right now. But that SIU defensive line, I thought about it, they are the players of the game, no question. They've done a great job up front. They shut out the run by just penetrating gaps. They've pressured the quarterback all night. They have dominated.
Be sure and stay tuned. The Midwest Sports Report is coming up next here on Fox Sports Net. The official call, Coach Kill, ready to get out of here. He's ready to go watch the Fox Sports Midwest Sports Report. Untimed 1 play from the 5. Can SEMO avoid the shutout? 28-0. SIU has broken the 11-game road losing streak, the streak of losing 3 straight to their rival here at SEMO. And can they get the shutout? McDowell to throw on the final play of the ball game. Looks to the end zone, under pressure, will scramble. Look to the back of the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown.
They've dodged the shutout, and they finally, after 8 full quarters, got themselves a touchdown.
Scaife, who had the return on the punt return to set this up, gets the touchdown.
Take a look from McDowell. Hey, great job by McDowell avoiding the rush. That was another sack if Tomko's in there, I think, and he does a great job, avoids the rush, rewards his receiver. They get some points on the board. They have a touchdown, something to work off of. I know Coach Billings has got to be frustrated still.
Coots set to kick for the first time. An extra point this season for SEMO. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it's good. That'll wrap it up from Hout Stadium. 28 for Southern Illinois. The Salukis come to town and hold SEMO to 7. 28-7 your final score. For Mick Schaefer and Pat Sperduto, Blake Fulton saying so long as SEMO falls tonight by 21 in Game 1 of the OVC Gateway Challenge. Be sure and tune in as more of these games will be right here on Fox Sports Net. A great atmosphere, great football. Stay tuned because your Midwest Sports Report is next on Fox Sports Net.